Tires screeching, the drift cars reach, sliding sideways. Got the city streets besieged. Smoke trails rise like a dragon's breath. In the style game, this is how we flex. Pearl whites glint under neon lights. Turbo roars echo through the endless nights. Wide body stands looking sharp and lean. In the drift scene, we're the kings and queens. Your ride's a relic, straight out the junkyard lot. Rust on the rims like a plot that time forgot. Patchwork panels, doors barely fit. The clunker ain't sleek, it's just barely legit. Bumpers hanging low, dragging on the ground. Your exhaust spits like it's lost, making noises profound. In every battle, a warning sign's penned. That jalopy's holding on, but it might just end. Watch us dance as the corners bend, with precision moves to the very end. Style defined in the art of drift, each one a masterpiece, a gearhead's gift. In my drift car rides my ride or die, sliding through the curves under the open sky. Angels roar is my anthem, loud and high, taking pride in every drift as we fly by. She's a stunner, number one in the gutter, in the sick ride. Fly whips while we slide by. Carbon fiber wings catching the night breeze. Custom paint glows as we slice with ease. Engine roars loud, it's a symphony. On these winding roads, we chase dreams relentlessly. Your car's a joke, looking broke down the block, missing hubcaps. It's a laughing stock, every dent tells tales of past mishaps. Your whip's more comedy than smooth laps. Mirrors cracked, held together with tape. The interior smells like it's escaped from a scrape. Each sputter's a reminder, it's a borrowed time. In the style war, your ride's past its prime. Every turn of canvas, every slide of brush, adrenaline rush. In the drifting hush, tires burn black, leaving stories untold. In our drift car style, we're daring and bold. In my drift car rides my ride or die, sliding through the curves under the open sky. Engines roar is my anthem, loud and high, taking pride in every drift as we fly by. She's a stunner, number one in the gutter, in the sick ride. Fly whips while we slide by. We don't play, styled up and slick. Drift cars flying, never miss a trick. In the spotlight, yeah, we're shining bright, proving all the haters wrong, day and night. Custom rides with a flawless flow, drift like a pro, watch our legend grow. In the drift game, we rise above, sleek design showing mad love. Feel the thunder in the rush, hear the tires squeal. Every drift a testament to the skill we reveal. With the wind in our hair and the road in our sights, in the game of drift we take day and night. In my drift car rides.
Aside from our guest episodes, the Pile Up Podcast is highly visual. Please do not watch and drive.
Let's unite in the same love. Everybody knows black wheels are dumb. Shiny pants, shiny shoes, and some wheels. Playing games in the chat is so real. Rich rarely ever gets on. Surprised we even put them in their song. Real in the background making wheels. All the Instagram nerds getting in their feels. Release us from this feeling. The chat is always screaming. Smash and star, smash and star. Welcome to the Pile Up Podcast. The podcast is the worst. Welcome to the Pile Up Podcast. The worst podcast on earth.
Do you need a really fucking sick livery for your drift car? Maybe you just want a bunch of stickers to throw at people. Hit up New School Vinyl for all of your adhesive back laminated vinyl needs.
Pile Up Podcasts. Storeworks.com. Pile Up is like send us an ad, and so we sent them this ad, but we forgot it's a podcast, so there's no voiceover. So here's your voiceover. Use promo code Pile Up, save 10% on coreworks.com.
Have you been looking for a way to keep your hands looking cool at the track, or even at the shop while you're working on your car? Maybe you're just self-conscious because you have weird-looking hands. Whatever the reason, Limited Glove Company is here for you.
Pile
Up Podcast is brought to you by the East Coast Drift School. Lessons and testing sessions at the historic Old Bridge Township Raceway Park. Come bring your car to the most legendary track on the East Coast. 2-hour sessions are just $250 per person. Classes can hold up to 6 drivers, and you can choose between 3 different tracks to drive. The Formula Drift Stadium, the Casino Royale Kart Track, and the Club Loose Road Course. DM East Coast Drift School on Instagram for more information.
Style, grace, speed. This is Smile Death, a lifestyle brand focused on community. Not only do they offer dope apparel, slaps, and merchandise, they support the motorsports community with entertainment, events, and dreams. Smile Death is also the home for the drift team Car Shop Kuroshi and home base of the Smile Network on YouTube, which brings you shows like the Pile Up Podcast. Smile Death will continue to support the drift community. Will you support us? Please visit www.smilexdeath.com. And thank you.
Drift Maps. Filter events by organization, state, and more. 400 plus events, from grassroots to competitions. Save events directly to your phone. Make sure you visit driftmaps.com.
What the fuck is up, everybody? It's your boy, Damien. Welcome to the Pile Up Podcast. I almost wasn't ready for the intro, but here I am. Check me out in my capacious glory. It is episode 80. We hit the good old 80, which is very, very exciting. We got a pretty cool episode. We got basically a debate today. And hopefully we get a lot in the chat that can argue both sides, because we're going to finish this debate and end it for all time. This is our word is law tonight. So no matter what, it's fucking done. So yeah, we're going to answer that style question. But before we get into some stuff, I wanted to go over some other fun things. The Smile Death Challenge is full steam ahead. We got a whole bunch of cool stuff coming out. So if you are a team waiting to hear from us, you're going to be pretty soon. So we're going to be starting group chats, getting some registrations sent out, and just getting the word, the good word. Also, if you're media and you signed up, you should keep pushing that, get your friends to sign up, because we're going to leave media open for a little while. We want to have the absolute banger of applications sent in, so we have the best of the best to go through, and we want the best of the best to come to this event. So it is a challenge for the media as well. So it's the same thing we do with the teams. We want to see what you can do. So it's going to be awesome. I'm really excited about that. Other than that, I started doing some vlogging, but the vlogging is kind of, I can't put it out because it's showing a lot of our current refreshed cars. So that kind of sucks. So eventually you're going to see some of the vlogs, but they're going to be, after the fact that we did the reveal, which is kind of weird. It's like, am I talking to my future self, or am I talking to the past? I don't know. Either way, I'm the Terminator. But let's get on with the show. We got all the boys backstage. I was a little scared they weren't going to make it, but they made it. Almost in the nick of time. So let me bring in the man who's having webcam problems first, because hopefully it's all fucked up for him, and that would just be funny. The right-hand man, the producer, Mr. Rio de Janeiro.
I fixed it.
Yay, what was your problem?
I'm not really sure. I just plugged and unplugged everything a bunch.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
We'll have to figure, maybe it's a cable issue.
I think I need a new cable.
Sounds like you need a new cable. It's just a USB-C high data transfer, so you should be good.
Yeah,
Anywhere has it. Gas
I'll figure
stations.
it out.
Yeah, you'll figure it out. All right, and we're just going to go from you to the left. We're going to bring in Mr. James Carper.
Oh shit, what up?
Hi.
You said webcam issues, and I was like, fuck, am I having problems?
Oh,
Like,
yeah, 'cause you
I don't know.
normally-
I just got here.
Yeah, you did just get here.
What's happening?
Hi. Good evening. I see, is that an old Smile Death hoodie?
Dude, I just like pulled it out the closet. It's full of lint and shit. Like, it looks like I got fucking coke dust all over it.
Is that lint or burn marks? From
No,
a
it's
grinder?
like, it's lint.
Oh, okay.
I just put it on. And I was like, what the fuck?
I
And I think it's probably one of the first Smile Death things, or Smile Factory things I got. I was walking through a Walmart one time, and this old Japanese lady was like looking at my back. She's like making this face. She's like,
yeah.
And she's like, ah. I was like, no, it's a good thing,
It's a good thing.
because it's just like a kanji for death or something. If you're listening, or don't know the story behind that, but yeah.
That's pretty funny.
It was a pretty funny experience.
I'm going to bring in the other guy, but then that reminds me of a really good story that I'm going to bring up as well. Mr. Chad Chimahosky, welcome to the stage. You were in the red light district earlier backstage,
I was.
and you changed it. Yo, he was just solid red. He looked like he looked like he was in the window in like Amsterdam, just rubbing his nipples on the window. You know?
God.
Yeah.
I'm trying to make money
hot.
somehow, you know?
Yeah, hot.
That's what you get on the Patreon, just so you know.
Yes, that is.
Chad
that is
rubbing
what you
his
get on the
nipple.
Patreon.
He actually has broken a door on the Patreon too. If you're not a subscriber,
All you people saying I should
blown.
break my door, maybe it's already been broken.
Oh
Not
shit!
maybe. It has
maybe
been.
he has been once.
And you
a
guys
week.
just haven't paid to see it.
That's
you
true.
fucking idiots.
Yo, I have.
life's pay to play. Catch up.
I literally have. Let's go to over here. Whoop! I literally have so much shit that's getting ready to be. Literally, we just need to get fucking Final Bout over with, because then I can work on the stuff. The Patreon's gonna have a bombarded amount of content. I have like two walkarounds, like car what the fuck did I used to do when I
Machine check.
machine checks?
Oh, yeah,
I have
nice.
2 machine checks. I have a single blog. Vlog. I have like 2 extra like podcast things, you know, like Damien's Brain Orgasm, which apparently people asked for, which is fucking ridiculous. Where I just reflect on life things. And then a whole bunch of like other things, because all the vlogs and stuff are of course going to go there first. You know what I mean? We want to make sure that the exclusive stuff. And then I have Chad's nipple pasty twirling expeditions. Rio doing yo-yo tricks around his wiener. No, imagine that.
That was my favorite, dude.
Walk the dog. Okay, so anyway, listen. Speaking of sweatshirts, so do you guys know who Kane Louder, High Chance is? If you follow, okay, so High Chance is how he knows. Everybody knows him. Messaged me and he's like, "Hey, so I'm on my way to Japan and I'm fucking freezing because I had to take my hoodie off because the Karoshi stuff was getting me crazy looks." and I was like, "Yeah, you're basically wearing a fucking hoodie that just says suicide." You know what I mean? Like essentially, which is funny. Like it would be kind of nice to. Oh, I just spit. Did you see that?
I saw that. That was a big one. You got loogie? Eat it. Lick it up.
Oh god.
Oh,
Nice.
Ew.
It's my spit. You know what I mean? Didn't you ever, when you were like younger, used to spit straight up in the air and then try to catch it?
I've never once done that.
Oh, it's fun. It's a good trick because if you're really good, then it never gets on your face. But if you're not really good,
Wouldn't be the first thing
I've done
that's
that
come to
before,
my face.
but like not by myself, just with the boys.
like you
spit
caught
in other
the
boys' mouth.
Yeah.
Sick.
Oh god,
I would be more down to try that.
Oh,
That sounds like
that's-
more fun.
That's disgusting.
Once it leaves my body, it can't come back in.
Really?
Mm-mm.
But
Okay.
what if it comes from somebody else's body?
That's not my body then.
Ooh.
Oh, so he's willing.
Rio's into the spit, I guess.
Well, no, not the
Sick,
spit.
sick.
Yeah.
Oh, not the spit. So what other things you be into if
Yo.
it's not spit?
Speaking of this, we should gotta tread lightly because last podcast, I think I added it up. We were over half an hour in our normally an hour and a half talking about pooping. So, and backstage, I kind of have some bubble guts, so I was like, all right, I'm not gonna really bring it up and get into this, but like, we could just, apparently, all right, let's settle. But anywho,
Settled.
we're settled. No poop, no spit. Rio, I'm looking at you.
I'm behaving.
Settle the fuck down.
Look, I got a soju. It's pineapple.
Okay.
Ooh, good flavor.
That makes your something taste good, apparently. All right.
Sure.
We're not going to say what
We're
that
We're not
is.
going to say it.
This is one of these podcasts. We're not going to talk about sex at all, or any
You're-
sexual innuendos. Nothing.
I don't.
It's gonna be a
gonna be
Christian
5 minutes
podcast.
long.
Yo, we could do that. We could do that thing where it's like a game. It's a game. You know what I mean? The first
Maybe
person,
episode 100.
We can have all sorts of cool games. Even the chat. The chat's not allowed to make any sexual innuendos or anything. First one fails.
Yeah.
Yeah, and whoever makes it all the way through gets something. I don't know. They get anal tongue darts or something.
Wait a minute.
All right. So, I'd like to do something eventually where our Karoshi hoodie can be internationally taken and not offensive. I don't know how to do that. How do we do that?
Just maybe
Just
don't put
a
kanji on it.
smile kanji and death in English. That'd probably be a little bit more acceptable.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, because if you reverse it, right.
Right.
Yeah,
if you
yeah.
read it like English, you're just like, oh, it says death.
Yeah.
We don't care about anything. We're American.
Yeah.
You know?
But wait, how do I do? We can't do the team one though. Karoshi is Karoshi, but I guess in
Oh, we're talking about Kuroshi. I got you.
Yeah,
I
but
was not
the
listening.
Smile of Death is good though too. I like that. This is not a drift podcast. This is I don't know what this is. This is a fucking shit show.
Why don't you write it in like katakana or something so it's not the kanji? Because that's what makes it offensive.
Mmm.
Oh,
Okay.
for real?
Yeah, like I don't know if you realize this, but like your team name, I think is hilarious. But it's also like if you had like team school shooters. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's a real thing that is
Okay,
that
yeah.
happens in Japan.
Yeah.
Damn. This might be worse than talking about sex.
I'm sorry, I love you guys.
No,
I think
that's
it is.
great.
I didn't realize it was that. Like, it was like that.
That's super serious. Holy fuck. Damien,
no.
we are probably so hated we don't even know.
Yeah. No, that's great. Yo, team school shooters would be the fucking best.
Fucking
Dad.
oh my god.
No, I mean,
I got
Kuroshi-
tears from that one.
Kuroshi is an actual problem in Japan. Like, it's a real, it's a real thing. But you know, they don't we don't have like a whole explanation to explain that we're working ourselves to death to try to make things happen. You know, that's the taking it on a positive. You can't really spin school shootings into a positive.
Well, unless the people they shot were really bad.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of bullies. So bullies,
butterfly effect type shit.
Right. Like maybe one of the people. Okay, we're not. Never
No,
I'm not.
There's a bunch of mini Hitlers or something.
Exactly.
I don't know.
That's where I was gonna go
out.
with it, but I pulled it back.
Holy shit! All right, we're off to a good
We're
start,
never getting
boys.
monetized.
No.
We're 10 minutes in and talking about this shit.
Oh, we are monetized. I just check the box every time of we cannot be monetized for this video. Which is Team Sandy Hook.
Oh
Jesus
my
Christ.
fucking crazy.
Truck Stop Glory Hole Shop Talk Pod. I like that. That's a good one too.
Is that a good segue into one of the things you wanted to talk about?
That terrifies me.
Oh, which one, Rio?
About how you appear to others.
Oh yeah, well that's very interesting. But
Is that too soon?
Too soon, Junior.
Too
soon.
soon.
We'll bring that up. That's part of my plan. So anyway, this is the style episode. So we're gonna figure out some style stuff. And recently, in the last couple like reels and things, we've had some people like kind of get a little flustered about, you know, talking some shit, which I always click on their Instagram handle to see if they follow us, and they never do. So it's just somebody passing through, but they have an opinion, which I'm cool with. I actually like that. Hopefully they end up following from something, you know what I mean? But most commonly they're on the opposite end of the spectrum of what we think. You know what I mean? They're not very happy. But
Which is fine.
Yeah, which is fine. But I just wanted to bring it up because it's such a hot topic, and there's so many angles. Like, we have discussions in our group chat all the time of this is cool, and then somebody's like, that's fucking stupid, you know, and that's great because we're allowed to have our opinions. That's the best part about being human. But I wanted to bring up style because it is kind of like a hot topic, and we just saw FD. We saw the cars.
Most stylish event in the world.
Yeah, it is basically what everybody needs to base their style on, right?
You know, like you talk about style and hot topic. I don't know how old the chat is, but anything you could buy a hot topic, style.
Yeah,
fucking studded belts
Anything.
and like band tees, skinny jeans,
Yep.
fucking chain wallets.
Yep.
Style.
I saw a dude today. I stopped at the video game store because I'm trying to get my mom into video games because she's expressed interest into gaming, and I was like, "Fuck yeah!" After like 60 some years, you're finally wanting to do what you used to tell me to stop doing and go out and play. So I'm at the video game store, and this guy comes out and he's like stocking boxes and shit, and he's got a fucking gauntlet on, and I was like, "Hell yeah, brother!"
Dude,
like
wow.
total hot topic, dude. You know,
That's
like
super like 2008.
yeah,
It goes hand in hand.
yeah. Cannibal Corpse shirt. Like I was stoked. Zane said I worked at a Hot Topic. Yes.
I could see that for him.
Yeah,
For
yeah.
sure.
That's so funny. Yeah, this is no, but it's a good segue. And honestly, that almost comes into play with some of the thoughts that I had from this. So I come from the music side of things, and you are a performer, okay? So like as you go out on stage, everybody's there to see you, right? They're there to listen to you and see you perform. Because otherwise, if they were there just to listen to you, most commonly they could just listen to you in a better high quality stereo and not even have to come see you. So they want to see their performance, right? So you're there to perform. That is something that I kind of take in my head. I feel like as drifters, drifting is a performance to me. Like it is like it's and everybody goes back to the Jake Rio post where he's like, it should be a rolling car show. You know what I mean? And they either shit on that or they agree with it. And it really just breaks down to, where you land. But I want to get into why do we think that people have such a split opinion? And I have my theories, but I'd also like to talk to you guys. So as a performer, when I go somewhere, you want to show off your artistic expression and what you did. So having a cool styled car, and we're not talking about spending all the money. It's just any sense of pride in the vehicle that you built, that you're like, check me out. I'm driving, here's my car. I'm excited about this. Hopefully you're excited about it. What about you boys? How do you feel? And I have a feeling I know where you're all at, but I want to start with, since he's got a big mouthful, we'll go to Chad. Then I want to go to James.
I'll spit it out right now.
Rio.
Because I was hoping to go first.
Spit it up and back into your mouth.
Yeah, dude, can you do that?
I'm sorry, I just swallowed. I'll get it on the next slice.
He's gonna save that for the our talent show. Yeah. Oh, or the Patreon. No, yeah. What do you got there, James? How do you view it overall for yourself?
Oh, me? No, actually, I was just gonna bring up whatever Chad said to me in the chat today, about like not driving or something, and the response I didn't put in there because I was busy was just gonna be like, I'm just a stance kid with a drift car.
Okay.
you know what I mean? Like,
at least you're understanding.
It's not really true, but I don't remember what the question was. That's
Jesus
just, like,
Christ!
The one thought I had while you were talking. Like the pizza thing had me all fucked up. And
Right.
I didn't know what was happening.
Right. Okay. All right.
Go to Chad.
Yeah.
Go to me so I can answer and maybe he can figure out what the question is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Without you having to repeat.
I'm better at rebuttals.
How do you? Yeah. You just want to. Yeah. You just want to hear what he says to shit talk what he says pretty much anyway.
Yeah.
But I do want to know, like, this is an episode where I do want, like, no matter what, I want you guys are either agreeing actually, with each other, or if there is strong disagreements, I do want to hear like the truth, not like all comedy. We do a lot of comedy here.
No, every time I disagree with Chad is not just because I want to disagree with him. It's because I genuinely believe it.
Sometimes you start a response with, just because Chad says he likes this.
All right. I don't think so.
Yeah, Rio can fact check that one.
Rio
Bring it back. Rewind it. No. So Chad,
sorry. Go ahead, Chad.
How do you feel about it? Is it a performance? Is it just something you take pride in? What's your feeling? Is it necessary?
Well, I mean, for me personally, and how I like my cars, it's 100% necessary. Because I do think it's a performance. Because I was reading someone's comment on the post. Mm-hmm. I think it was like Johnny's or something like that. He's like, if you didn't have style, this would just be another sport. And if I wanted to play sports, I would have stayed in high school. So like, it just kind of like resonated with me a little bit. It was something along the lines of that. But, without style, I don't think you can't really show who you are. And it kind of, shows a little bit of your personality, whether your style is different than mine, or, it's the same. There's just variant. Nobody's car is the exact same. So, you can put your wheel. Yeah. James is case in point.
No, I'm sorry. I was just raising my hand to disagree with you for a legitimate reason.
Oh, of course you were.
I like that fact check.
Yeah, that's a good one. But yeah, I really do think that, you need to at least put some stamp on it and not just drive a stock vehicle. You know what I mean? If it's affordable to you. Obviously, you don't live outside your means because that fucking sucks. Because then, you need to have a house and food and pay your rent and all that. But if you can... No, you need to do that, Rio. I'm sorry. But yeah, I think if it's in your means, you should definitely do something to your car to, make it your own. Not necessarily be like a final bout car, but it needs to have your personal flair to it to show who you are as a person. And, it might accentuate your driving, it might hurt your driving, but, I think something should be done to show the world essentially and the internet, a little bit of you.
I like it.
So here's my backwards on that. And like I said, like I really don't disagree with Chad every time just because I want to disagree with Chad. Like what was it exactly that you said? How you style something shows who you are. The thing is, it's just not styled how you want to see someone's car styled. So like think about like some piece of shit beater E36 that none of us like to look at. But that's their, if we think it's a piece of shit because it's not styled how we want to see it and it's like a missile car, great. That is showing who they are. That's showing how they are and who they are. And they built a car that drives good and wants to like, they want to drift a bunch. It drives good. It doesn't look great. That's showing who they are because they don't care that much about that aspect of drifting. And that's where we get excited because we get excited about seeing cool shit. But that's them expressing themselves. So they're not obsessed with how everything looks and shit. They're after the adrenaline. They're after the driving. They're after the good times.
Mm-hmm.
I completely understand that, but I think there is a threshold there, right? Like, so you can still have a shitty looking car that looks cool. Like, so, look at Rich's car. His car's a pile of shit.
Oh, fuck you, Rich.
But it looks really cool.
It's lower than yours, though.
Whatever.
That you're never gonna live that down, by the way.
So
here, this is I'm gonna interject really quick because there's something cool going on right now, which is you guys, you're not split on this. I know for a fact you're not split, but you guys aren't like coming to an agreement. But James is also right, and Chad, you're right, because it splits down the middle. There is everything that we do is an expression of yourself, and it tells a story. So if you're driving a missile car, like I always said, I think you're stinky because it shows that you don't care about your car. You just want the seat time. And that's just a joke, I say, you know what I mean? Whatever. But if you look at, and this is something that I brought up to somebody, and they were like, oh, I hate when a car isn't fully painted and whatever. One of my favorite styles is like the Kansai All-Star cars. They literally drive them so hard that they're crashing all the time. So they're beautiful. Like it might be a beautiful blue fucking coupe, but it has brand new Origin fenders and they're just white. And then there's a borrowed, over fender in the rear, but they're still putting some kind of effort and they're creating that style. Like they created that style over there in Japan without even trying. That's like a look, the in-between style is crazy, to think about. So we have all of these different facets and groups that, is somebody's thought process into, I like this. Just like the missile car guys. You know what I mean? They love that stuff. Mm-hmm. So they literally want a smashed up car, which is crazy to me, but that's what they want. Yeah.
I mean, and if like, fuck. To see like something that's a crumpled beer can, compared to just a car that's been through it and seen some shit, I think to me says something, right? Like you're willing to just not give a fuck. And in my eyes, if you're just driving something like that, that's just a pile of shit, usually you're not driving that good, but you're also, not, I guess, in my eyes, like it shows like the rest of your life, right? Like your house is probably fucking a mess.
Yo, I think about this all the time. I think about this all the time.
If I get in someone's car and there's just shit everywhere, like you can't sit in the back seats, you can't sit anywhere. I'm just like, wow, the rest of your life is a mess. So, it just kind of bleeds into it. That's just how my mind works. Yeah, because I don't like being gross and disgusting. A lot of people are cool with just filth around them. I'm not.
I would argue that Club Loose has some of the shittiest cars and some of the best drivers.
Oh, they definitely have some of the shittiest cars. That's for sure.
And some of
their shitty cars,
right?
Their shitty cars aren't fucking piles of shit. They're not.
No. Yes, in the past, as of the past like 5 years, they're starting to look better. Okay, so rewind 5 years. you know, they had some of the shittiest cars and some of the best drivers.
Good running cars, though, all the time. They always
Yes,
worried
good running.
about their motors and stuff, where if you go to some place, let's say Evergreen, that's a completely different that's a completely different animal. These cars are on their last leg, 6 cylinders that are only running on 4. You know what I mean? Like they're they're there to smash them up and just get seat time. Where Club Loose is all about seat time, but that they would throw little bits of style, but they cared about the right things, suspension, you know what I mean? Like the dialing it, the speed, like they were actual. I feel like Club Loose breeds drivers, and it does. We've seen it between all the teams and stuff too. Like drivers, like hardcore, good fucking drivers come from Club Loose. Drift Evergreen, I don't really know what's coming from there besides
Danmo.
Danmo's great.
Besides a good time.
Oh, they're having a fucking great time, and there's some really good drivers at Evergreen as well thrown in the mix. You know what I mean? But there again, we have two different styles, and that's another thing. A style of somebody that's there for that aggressive driving, like Club Loose, that focus on that. Remember, they used to shit on Final Bout and all that stuff, and then eventually they started cleaning themselves up. You know, like it was pretty funny how that turns. It goes full circle, but. It's just so different how we all find ourselves in little cliques and little styles. Even though we're the people that are anti-style, I go to their fucking page, they look just like the other guy that's anti-style. So you created a fucking style all your own. You know what I mean? You're like the little anarchist punk rock kids that are like, fuck show cars, blah, blah, blah. But it's like, well, you're in a flat black, you know, Charger or whatever. And like, you look just like this other guy you know? Yeah, it's so funny the way that they organize themselves, you know, like it's funny, but this is awesome. This is good stuff. You know what I mean? Like people don't hear this side of what we're talking about. They hear baller wheels, baller kits.
Yeah.
You know, that's the stuff that we love, but there's no denying that there's so many other groups of people out there that have their loves. Again, I can't believe it, but there's somebody that fucking loves missile cars. Like that blows my mind. But there's literally kids in the chat that always be like, a smashed up S13 driving its balls off is better than blah blah blah. And it's like, you're just pushing your opinion, but yeah, I get it. Like, you know, you're into that. I want to hear from the green-haired degenerate.
Oh shit. Sorry, we just like kept talking, Rio.
No, it's fine.
I got excited and because these boys, it's a very cool subject. You know what I mean? And yes, Will is correct. Club Loose has some fucking standouts. Every place always has standouts. Like Obi, Oathbox, gorgeous. He was in Speed Hunters with his S14, his SC300, his BMW. They're all super sick and super styled, and he's a Club Loose boy. Also funny because JDM Mr. Will was like, I don't really like style cars. I just like driving. In a gorgeous Levin, by the way. He's not a style guy, but even not being a style guy, he has pride in his car. And guess what that does? That makes you are in a style aspect. You know, his car is gorgeous. It's fucking sick. So it's just funny how that works, which is really cool too. Now, Rio, I'd like to hear your take on this stuff.
I'm halfway through my soju.
So you're drunk. Okay.
No, I'm good.
Hell yeah, let her rip, dude.
Let her rip. Wait, hold on. Wild Steve, $3.69.
Nice.
Damn, she fine.
Woo! I love you.
I'm here to represent the everyman that hasn't been to Final Bout, like you guys.
Driven it. I've taken it with.
The peasants. You're representing. We're the 1%. Yeah, you're the rest. We're the rest of society.
But here's
I'm the rest of us.
But here, Rio, I want to take this away from what you're about to say. Final Bout in itself isn't the world. Do you know what I mean? So let's not. You're classifying that. Let's classify broader. You know, 2000 style air. You know, like builders or because Final Bout has changed. It used to be in the beginning. It was very like 2000s. Now we have different
KBD.
chassis. We have KBD. We have
It's not even a summit to reach for anymore. It's
Yeah.
like, ah.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna post that everywhere.
Hey, Rio, clip that.
We're not invited to SSC anymore. We are fucking.
Kimba.
So he's off the team. Don't listen to
guys might
James.
wanna start
He
looking
will
for a
not be
fourth.
there.
Fucking good.
Like,
That's
do not
fucking
listen to
good.
him. He's what the words he says are meaningless. You know.
Oh my god.
That was awesome.
I'm sorry, Rio, go ahead.
But Rio, you understand what I'm saying. You
No, I
we're-
know,
We're,
yeah.
we're past a point. Everybody always does that. They'll go right to, I'm not building a final bout car, and it's like, let's just talk like building a nice car, like a
Yeah.
style car.
Okay.
You know?
Well, so I'm coming from a place of, like, I consider myself your average drifter with a regular car that goes to your average events.
Mhm.
Also, just coming as a BMXer / art person.
And a punk artist.
Yeah, everything has style. Everything. The only thing that's not style is if you're copying someone else, right? Everything else is like style. So, like, my favorite driver to watch is this guy Cody. He has a G35 and is beat to shit. But I love watching him drive because he like drives super hard. But it's not my favorite car to look at. But his my favorite driver. And then, like, some of my favorite cars to look at, they're not my favorite drivers.
Right.
You know? But that's
Yeah.
fine. Like, people don't need to get mad about it. It's just everyone likes different stuff.
And that's the one thing that I wanted to bring up through this whole pod too is I'm putting a 25% tariff on your just runs. Oh, I fucking
God
love you,
damn
Mark.
it.
You know, is taken away from this is the fucking butthurtness that comes from having an opinion. Like you can't have an opinion on the internet without anybody, of course, going crazy. But this subject really brings out a lot of heat. I was trolling a kid for engagement the other night, and Rio texts me, and he's like, "That kid's really mad," and I was like. Yeah, but he said, he's like, I'm helping your engagement, so I just kept egging him on, and it was, of course, style bullshit. Like the dude was super mad about style. But when it comes down to it, it's one of those things where you have to pick your path. You know what I mean? And the biggest thing is when you pick your path, I feel like it's the execution of your path and where you're going to stand. Do you know what I mean? So like you could literally build a shitty car with shitty parts, but if you have your heart into it and you're proud of what you're building, I don't see anything wrong with that. Like it's your fucking life. We don't care. The difference is what a lot of people always say is, and especially this kid that was really mad, is he was super mad because he feels like everything he kept saying was you're building it for other people. And that's the one thing that really bothers me because I've never built my car in any way but my personal expression that I want to show the world. Yes, it's just like creating an art piece. I am an artist, a physical and traditional artist. And if you paint something or you draw something, it's like, yo, check this out. Look what I did. You're proud of it. You know what I mean? That's something cool. And people can say, that looks like shit, which most commonly when I draw stuff, it did look like shit. But but it's one of those things. But I'm not drawing that specifically just to show the world. Sadly, in this day and age, we are in a
The internet makes that
the
makes it a
internet
reality
has
for a lot of people.
Yes. But
Unfortunately.
Yes. And that's
the big thing. Anytime you do something different or something you want to do, you're gonna have someone coming in there saying, "Oh, you did this for likes or fucking whatever." Fuck off.
Yep. That's my biggest problem. That's my biggest takeaway has been in when I see the style thing is they always think that you're doing it for internet, for likes and clout. And it's like, if I was doing that, the shit that, especially the stuff, Kuroshi 2025 would not be what is about to pop off if I was doing it for the internet. Let me tell you that. Because this is going to get some hate, I feel, which is great. Yeah. I can't wait.
It's going to be split down the middle of whether you like our cars or you want our cars to be the old cars again.
Yep. We're canceled.
Yeah, but the best part is, you boys gave me artistic expression. Like you have faith in me to make something that I would be proud of, you know what I mean? And I'm excited of, and a V2 of that. So I'm really excited to show the world, even if I only get one person that fucking is like, yo, I saw what you're going for. And in fact, I already leaked a little bit of it to this guy over here because he's basically on the team. and he's looking
Really? What? Who? Where?
and the things that he said today literally checked off. I told him he checked off all my boxes as an artist. Like he was like, it looked like blah blah blah, and I was like, that's what I was
Penises.
going for. It looked like penises, and I was like, that's exactly what I was going for. But it was, again, it's artistic expression. You know what I mean? Like, and people that are against style always go right to, you're doing this for the internet, and we need to get past that. I don't give a fuck who cares. You know what I mean? Like, I don't care. Yes, Rio, you have your little hand up. You're so cute.
I think it's about money. And,
So I was going to get into that.
Like I said, we are the 1%.
well, no, but like the thing I think is strange is I know a lot of guys, not a lot of guys, but I have friends that are like, I'm going to drive FD one day. But then if it's like, hey, these wheels are cool, they're like, I can't afford that for wheels. It's like, bro, FD costs like $10 billion.
Right.
So like,
Yeah,
I don't
what,
I don't understand that part of it.
what did Rich say he was spending? Like 30, 40 grand a round or some shit? I
Yeah.
don't know. It was something crazy.
Yeah, it's a lot. So the guy that went nuts and I trolled along a little bit, his first response was, in my broke boy experience. And it's kind of sucks because that's one of those things where it's like, rewind it, let this dude have a great job, let him, whatever. Would his opinions change because he can afford to do the stuff that he wants?
Absolutely.
But the weird part is, why complain about something just because you can? And that is another internet thing. It's jealousy. Look at Adam LZ. The dude gets so much hate, but in like, and I'm fucking jealous of the dude, like, straight up. Like, the dude's life looks amazing, minus all the anxiety bullshit.
Can we touch on LZ for a minute after this? Go ahead.
Of course we can.
Perfect.
We need those clicks. But anyway, it's one of those things where you can hate on somebody because you don't have what they have, and you're technically low-key jealous is a thing for some, not all. Some people really do just, disapprove of whatever, and they might come from different backgrounds, and that's another thing that we're going to talk about. Speaking of LZ, is who brought you up? Like, who brought you into this? One of the comments we got was, Americans getting influenced by Americans that were influenced by Japanese, influence. So it's like it's losing, it's slowly fading.
It's diluting away
diluting
from
itself.
our origin.
Right. And that they won't take the time to go back to look at the stuff that used to get me excited. Now the stuff that gets me excited, when I see it, like the really rare bits and stuff, those people don't give a shit about it. They're like, I don't know what that is. You know what I mean? But yeah, let's talk before we go too far past LZ, because let's see what James has to say, because I'm sure it's good. Look at him.
Oh, it's good. Weren't we just talking about last week? Chad, didn't you just say last week about how bad LZ was?
Oh, at driving? Yeah, because he
Rio.
stuffed his car.
Yeah, he
3
fucking
times
podiumed.
in practice.
I just wanted to say he podiumed this weekend, right?
Yeah, he did.
All right,
Wait,
that's it.
yeah, he
That's it.
finished
We can
third?
move on.
Did you
Okay.
get a celebratory pizza?
I was. What's up?
Did you get a celebratory pizza for Adam?
Nah, I was busy. This is actually right now. This is Adam's celebratory pizza. I'm almost done with it.
Yay, Adam.
Go,
Yeah.
that's my boy.
That's my boy. But yeah,
I did say that. That's true.
I think there a lot is to be said about where you're at in your life, because also when you're not doing so good monetarily, you're kind of upset at seeing other people doing really good. So then it could bring out some hate. So like, that's one of those things that you're going to get in anything. You know what I mean? Like, they talk about sports, like crazy sports guys that are making so much money. Like, you'll see the hate from that, and it's like we're always just jealous. But at the end of the day, like, who the fuck cares? Like, just work harder, get what you need to do, because this is the land of opportunity.
and
You know,
freedom.
this is America. And if you're listening
Goddamn right.
if you're listening in another country, I'm sorry that you had to hear that, and you're probably in a cooler country than us.
Yep.
I doubt it.
Yeah, I don't know. Europe can watch.
What's up?
They can have their news reporters with their titties out. So
Yeah, are they allowed to
true.
have fucking guns? I don't think so.
it's the same thing with. Well, never mind. I'm not gonna talk about it.
Like,
But yeah, they can't, suckers.
They just have to have a VPN. Is that
Yeah.
what you're going with that?
A
Like,
VPN.
They just have to have a VPN for their guns.
Yeah.
That'd be wild.
No, this is a German gun.
So
Yeah.
I think it's like touching on what you were saying, Damien. Everybody always just wants more. They always want what they can't have. So, like, for instance, when I was younger, I wasn't in like the coolest car, and there was always some guy with something really sick, and I'm like, fuck him for having that. He fucking sucks. Now, and it was like I would dream to the point to where what I have now, like my cars, was like that was the pinnacle. Now I'm here and I own that stuff, and now I'm looking further again.
Right.
But I don't have like an 18-year-old mindset anymore of like, fuck the person who has something that's cooler than me. I'm like, that's cool. I'll get there someday. It's all, I think it's also a generational thing too. Like,
Right.
the younger you are, the less you'll understand how, money works and how you have to work to just get stuff. Stuff's just not given to you unless you're born into money,
Yeah. Yeah.
Because, like, now that I have my car, like, of course there's a car that I want next, maybe like an S15. That's another step up, or, something
No,
else.
don't say that, because Martino's gonna get a big head.
I know, right?
Yeah. Oh wait, if he's a judge, S15s are fucking sick, bro.
Yeah, they're my favorite, especially
Yeah.
orange ones. They just look so good.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just everybody always strives to have more, and they hate the people that have it, no matter what it is. And that's outside of cars, like people that have fancy clothes, nice shoes, houses, like
Yeah. We're all
it's just-
jealous.
It's
Yeah.
not, everybody's always looking up, never back. So like what you did have, like, wow, like for me personally, I'm surprised at where I was, to what I have now. I would have never dreamed I have 2 drift cars, and then 2 other vehicles. Like me in my little child state, when I first could drive, there's no way I was having 4 cars at one time in my life, ever. Ever. And not like they're fucking, Lamborghinis and Ferraris and shit like that. Just not ever having 4 cars. And it's,
Your 16-year-old self wouldn't. Yeah. I love thinking about that too. And
it's like I'm looking back to seeing like what I thought then, and if I'm living it now, and I am, so I'm super appreciative for what I can do, like where the places I can go, what I can afford. I'm super appreciative of it now. I don't really shit on anybody for having cool shit anymore. Like I used to, but that everybody did at one point. I'm sure
we do that thing where we're like, you see some fucking influencer that just bought something else, and you're like, fuck him. But you're like, it's a fun fuck him. It's
yeah. It's not like a serious jab.
No,
I say fuck Adam LZ. I'm not being serious about it, because you're right. He has a sick fucking life. I wish it was mine.
Yeah. But see, and we don't know exactly what he's fully dealing with mentally too. The dude could be in a fucking prison, in his mental
could
state.
be autistic.
Well, he does have issues. Like, I know he's got anxiety. He's got, stuff like that, which being famous like that has to be brutal. But I do want to talk about something, because Rio brought something up earlier, and now we can talk about it, Rio.
Can we, like, 30 seconds before we get into that topic that Rio brought up earlier?
The
Can someone
takeover.
talk me through this comment before I fucking go off. Because fucking pin it. I know you're looking at the same comment.
Are you
Talk
talking
me
about
through this comment before I go off.
the takeover dude that is
As
now
far-
not a takeover kid anymore?
I don't know. As far as the
He's not.
takeover scene, you need to be careful when talking about it. Fuck you.
Oh, wait. What?
I don't think he means it like that, bro.
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. Somebody fucking
Okay,
talk me through it.
I'll talk
Because
you
the way
through
this
it.
comment's written
No.
sounds like someone's telling me to be careful talking about takeover kids being fucking idiots.
No, that's not what's happening.
Good.
Javi earlier said, I used to be involved in takeovers before drifting, and I think he said he can't believe he got into drifting, but it's cool. And then he said, some people either gave him shit for being at takeovers, or takeover people gave him shit for
Doing
starting
drifting
drifting.
stuff?
I couldn't tell. But
Okay,
then
all right.
then this guy was like, "Oh, you gotta watch out with those guys." But
Okay, I
it's like
got you.
it's awesome you're drifting.
I got you. He just said it in the
Oh.
chat too. I don't mean it like that. Takeover kids are pieces of shit and take it way too seriously. Great, perfect. I appreciate it. I didn't mean to come at you like that. I just got me fucking heated. Like,
Sorry, we let
fuck
James
yeah,
cut the
street-
leash every now and then, and he just goes a little crazy.
I like it. I
fucking
like it.
street drift, go off, do your thing. Fucking shut an intersection down and inconvenience me. Fuck off.
Inconvenience me? Yo, I
I've
just
never
saw.
even been stuck at a takeover, but like, fuck off.
Yeah. I just saw a really bad one where they fucking slam into each other at like, oh god, it was fast. And I love the comments when you click on them. I always have to click the comment. It's like natural selection. You know what I mean? Blah blah blah
Yeah.
blah blah. I'm like, I think it's so funny. Fuck. Oh, anyway, Rio. So
Anyways.
Rio brought up something which is funny to me, and I wanted to talk about. So now, so Chad, you're saying you're grateful for where you're at, and you're doing all this stuff, and you know you have these. We're showing our garage, we're showing our cars, we're showing all this stuff. From the outside looking in, it's funny because I've heard this before. They feel like style guys are wealthy. It's an
Oh, let me tell you how false that fucking is.
it's an instant that they have money. Like literally, they have no clue. And there is some that are, of course, there is some that are, but it categorizes a huge group of style guys as being snobby, stuck up, wealthy guys. And that is farther from the truth than I know so many style guys that are struggling day to day, including myself. I am fucking, my money's gone. You know what I mean?
It sucks. It's just you love it so much that you want to make it cool. Like all of my money is sitting below me in my garage on a car. Do I have physical cash to go fucking spend wildly on clothing or vacations or anything like wild that cost a bunch? Fuck no. I have money to do my car, and that is it.
Yep. You have to save or
Yeah.
you want to do something else. It's and I just think it's funny because Rio, how does it and explain that? Like how did you brought that up to me?
Well, because I didn't know you guys before all of this. I knew Car Shop Kuroshi because it would show up in my Instagram feed because I like looking at cool cars on my Instagram. I figured you guys were rich.
Look, says the dude with a pink Porsche. Yeah,
Porsche guy.
But see, that's the best part. See, nobody knows. I flipped a $3,000 IS300 to make enough money to buy that. It's cheap. It cost me $4,000 total to get that Porsche because I had to buy the TE37s. So, but yeah, keep going.
Well, I mean, I think we have to all agree that like if you're drifting, like drifters always say they're broke, but if you're drifting, you're not really broke, right? Like you're not real life broke. None of us are.
Yeah,
Yeah, you're doing something that has no bearing on any other part of your life except for having fun.
Yeah, you're just making it, right?
But we spend all our money, right? But anyways, no, because I see you guys with like 3-piece wheels. Your burner wheels are 3-piece. Like it makes people look very like it looks like you have a ton of money. I assumed like your cars are super nice. I assumed all your other things were very nice.
I wish you
know
were
what I
right.
mean?
God, that would be so cool.
But like just from the outside looking in, like you know, you don't see people on Instagram as people, right? You just see their things.
Yep.
So anyone with like a sick car, they just look kind of rich, and you know,
Is that a problem?
it's not a problem.
Maybe we are rich. We are rich compared to some people.
Hood rich.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're fucking hood rich as shit.
Yo, imagine, and that's what I'm saying. Imagine, like Chad said before, like imagine your 16-year-old self viewing where you're at now. Like I know.
I would think I'm rich.
Exactly. Because of the material items that you could have acquired in different ways. Like the Porsche is hilarious because it was a flip. You know, a lot of other things have been, I'm 43 in like 2 weeks. I'm old. I've been doing this since 04. So like, it's not that there's any richness. It's if I have wheels, I finally can afford another set of wheels. Eventually I sell them to buy another set. You know what I mean? Like it's just a rollover. And like you can kind of see the older guys usually have a little bit more stuff. You know what I mean? Because we've been doing it for a long time.
That's the thing. Like you've if you're 22, you've been in the workforce for 4 years, right? You've had 4 years to buy all your stuff. If you're 30, you've had 12 years to buy all your stuff. Of
Yep.
course, you have more stuff.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
But
Yeah.
again, like I thought you guys were like rich guys, and I didn't expect you guys to be like regular guys.
Yeah. Then when you came over and we're like, "Yo, can you spot us for this pizza?" You were
Hey,
like,
can you
"Oh,
work on
I
this
couldn't afford
podcast
the
for free?
pepperonis.
That's so funny. Yo, there's a lot of really good comments. Like knowing how to acquire good parts at the right time at the right price is an amazing comment. And also, Ian said effort looks like ballin' to a lot of people. That's fucking beautiful. Effort. Like, you know what I mean? Like if you're putting in effort, you're not just running the same stock wheels, or you took the time to learn how to paint the car yourself. You know what I mean? Like there's ways to do it, which is really, really some of us acquired good parts before COVID. Yeah. It's wild though. It's really neat to think about all of this, how style and I'm not we are very pro style. Everybody knows that. But I'm also not on the side of like all the style boys because I see a lot of style guys fucking doing the wrong shit by being assholes to the people that are coming up, and they may not be into it now, but in a couple years they may be. You know what I mean? And to influence them is sick because it's just like showing your friend music. Like I love being like, or a TV show. Chad, you were just over and we watched some TV shows, and you were, you were like, oh, I always love coming over here because you show me, you get me onto shows.
Yeah, you hook me on stuff that I wouldn't find on my own. So
Right.
it's always an adventure to come to your house when it comes to that type of stuff.
Yeah. We opened the curtains to the sex room, and then I'm like, no, but anyway,
Nice.
This is what I'm about to show you.
This is what I'm about to show you. So the same with music. When you show your best friends something sick, this happens on the internet now with reposting videos. This happens with reposting a rare part that pops up that you're excited about. It's one of those things where they might not be into it now because they don't get it. But if you're not a fucking asshole to them, and as a whole community of style boys, if we're not assholes, eventually they could be fucking rad people that are, they're already rad people, but they're just not into it, but they could turn into that, So, and I feel bad because I feel like they're missing out on stuff. So I grew up with rare Japanese parts. They still excite me. They don't get that. They were brought up on Cletus McFarlane, that they're like, they want to see Crown Vic's, doing jumps or whatever. I don't even know what he does. I've never seen anything that he does, but he also drifts, you know what I mean? And he probably has some crazy shit, but his influence pushed him into that route, So when they see, like, okay, I just found out that the fucking Levin front had a grill that is powered and opened up and put a little vent. Like, that's fucking crazy. Literally active arrow. I knew they had the fog lights that had the covers that go whoop, and that was sick. But I've never looked that far into the Levin front because I never owned one, and I didn't think I was ever going to own one, to know that grill did that. And that got me extremely excited. Like, I'm talking like researching, to somebody else, they're going to be like, who the fuck cares? You know what I mean?
It's a grill for a car, you fucking idiot.
Exactly. But that's because they don't care about that style aspect yet. And they could. And that excitement, I feel like they're missing out. And I'd love people to feel that, But how do you get there? Is maybe us style guys also are not such dicks. But we do, and we are allowed to have our opinions. So we should be voicing our opinions, but we got to stop being super dicks. And
before this comment gets glossed over, Steve's most recent comment is incredible. But his comment where he said social media is just a highlight reel, that is the most real comment, because no one posts their fails on Instagram, right? I mean, some people might, but the majority of people, like, look at everybody's Instagram. It's only the best quality pictures of the best driving you're doing. You don't see what happens in the pits. You don't see what happens at home. You don't see what happens in your personal life. You're only showing the people what you want them to see. You know, and
you don't see them
where it ends.
rigging the stuff. Like when I'm self-tapping some shit in to make it look cool on the outside, but the inside looks like fucking dog dick. Yeah.
It's just you don't show your whole hand to the whole world, which is understandable. Like, I wouldn't ever dream of doing that. But
right. That's pretty good. Yeah.
But you know, it's just how you want yourself to be perceived, and everybody wants to look as best as they can for the most part, you know. So that's all you get to see of everybody is their best side,
Yeah.
and that's what you get judged on.
Yeah. So here's an influence. You know what I mean? The Hayes boys influenced somebody with their missile cars, and like there you go. It's so funny because like I also enjoy the idea of missile cars. Like I get it. I completely fucking get it because I am slowly transitioning not out of style, but driving to me means a little
We
bit
talked
more.
about this
It's-
past weekend.
Mhm.
And Rich was like, I don't think I like the super dumped cars anymore. And I was like, you know what? I'm also on that same level. Like, my car doesn't need to be scraping the floor anymore because it still looks cool, but I enjoy
James is quickly
driving.
turning on his.
I'm muting myself. This is bullshit. I'm finding a new team.
So
I'm on the free agent list now.
Free
just so we're all
agent.
clear.
Yeah, there's definitely something to be said with like I am 100%. It's always gonna be stylish. Like I will never, even if I had a missile car, it would have a body kit on it. Do you know what I mean? I'd blow it apart and zip tie it back together, but it would always be kitted. It'd always be, fucking fitted. I was gonna try to rhyme some more, but it didn't work. Breaking news: Car Shop Karoshi raising cars. But the driving needs to be there for me. As I'm like getting into some stuff, I'm almost getting more impressed with the people that have a very good looking car that are driving. My influences have always been like, Burst was it, that's, and they drive and which is now like, morphed into N style. Look at C's Garage, Animal Style. These boys are the pinnacle of style, but both on the track and physically on the car. Like that
And
is
their
what,
cars aren't dumped,
they're not dumped.
They're
And-
actually some of the higher cars out there. If you just look at specifically ride height,
But and I do agree that they're a little too high, which is funny because we got Rich to even lower his car.
We did.
But-
James, I took a picture of Rich lowering his car.
Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah.
Yes, I did. I took a picture. I was
told
like,
you,
there's
he
no
was-
way James is going to believe this. Because he put his kit on. He's like, dude, it's too high. I was like, you're right, it is.
Yeah.
So he lowered it, I think, like a half inch or something like that.
Is that all he did? He said he was gonna go an inch. That fucking bitch.
That's funny. Yeah.
It's Rich. Come on.
I'm having words with him.
Yeah.
I
Hey,
went an inch for you, James. I'll give you an inch any day.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'll take what I can get from you.
Yeah. There's but there's so much to be said of like we are drifting. It's the physical act of drifting. I get almost more excitement out of looking the part that I want my car to look like and doing the aggressive driving that I'm doing. If it didn't look as good as I personally think to me and I was driving aggressive, it wouldn't make me as excited. Does that make any sense? It's weird. Like if I was in a missile car, I would use the missile car as solely just training and it'd still have to have some kind of style, but it wouldn't get me as excited as if I'm doing the same thing in my nice looking car. I want to do the stuff that somebody's like, holy fuck, he's whipping that at the wall looking like that. Do you know what I mean? Like that's what gets me excited. And that's my influence, those boys.
If you can drive a car really well and keep it together and not crumple it up, that says a lot. I think.
It's hard.
Because like you're putting all like I've said before, all my money is on my car. You're putting all of your money on the line every time you drive, especially with other people. So if you can keep that dream alive, I guess keep your 401k in check. You know what I mean? That it shows a lot more that you're like, I can put this on my car and not fuck it up. That's cool to me,
You turned your mic on, James. You got to say something.
No, I thought about it. My dogs are barking nonstop. I was just gonna say my 401k is already loaned out to myself, so fuck off.
That's funny. Yeah, no, it's cool. But so I see a lot of comments and a lot of people, and we're actually going to go through them. We should probably.
I'm also a firm believer if you can only have a missile car if you have another car.
100% facts. That's
you
always.
It's just your drift car. It's not a missile. It's your drift car. You have to have a nice car to have a shitty car.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Or else it's just your shitty car.
Oh yeah.
There's no missile about it. It's not like I'm going to take this out to practice and beat on. No, that's your only car.
Right. Yeah, and that's a representation of yourself. That's what you're showing,
Yeah.
is that you don't take pride in your car. You probably don't shower every day. All right, so let's go to the phones.
Oh, the phone.
To the
Let's go to the
Let's
phone.
go to that guy right there.
Let me pull up some
That's
stuff
me.
because
This
we
your
have-
operator.
I have one of these stickers in like the door pocket of my car. So if you look into my car, it just looks like I got a really sketchy phone number in my car.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Do you ever get like questioned about it weird? Like,
God, I hope not.
I hope you do. All right, so I'm gonna go through some text messages really quick, just because I'm gonna read them and I'm not gonna show the numbers they come from because I don't, that's just rude.
No, we need to put him on
These are
blast.
anonymous. Okay, let's put them up.
We should be like, this person's wrong. Everybody text them right now that they are wrong.
So the problem
Right.
is I didn't get much of anything negative. Everything is style is important. For the most part, there's just variations of how important it is. And I agree with that. I think where we're at is, and we'll go over some of these because a lot of people have changed some of the thought processes I've had even just tonight, because I'm like, you know what? They are right. Like that makes more sense. It just expressed more how I was actually thinking, but I didn't know how to say it, you know what I mean, in a better way, but they are right. So this is just, yes, style matters. I don't want to seem like someone who can't dress themselves.
I can't dress myself.
That is true. Can my 2.3 turbo Mustang S550 be cool? Question mark. It has some JDM shiz. I love the word shiz, by the way. Like an HKS blow-off and a Tomei TI exhaust. It needs lowered and paint and polished before it twerks ass cheeks, but it's not a Z or an E36 46. You know?
What a great message.
Twerks ass cheeks, dude.
Pretty
That's
good.
great.
Pretty good message.
An S550 is like the 08 body style, right? I think like the white car that was at Final Bout, that Mustang.
Yeah, I think so.
Rio.
I think those can look
I'm
sick.
on it.
So here's
because specifically that one and what's his
What's
name? He had the one that was like on 3-piece wheels.
I know who you're talking
super
about.
nice kit, was like red faded to black or something.
Yeah.
That car is also really cool.
Here's
Mustang.
Here's the one thing, and you say for Mustang, but here's the truth of that is, if it's your car, you take pride in it, you can have style, and it could be a Toyota Tercel. Fucking style it up to this is your artistic expression. Go fucking nuts. You know what I mean? And if people hate, laugh at them because they suck. Those people suck. You know what I mean? All right. Rather see cool cars drive like shit than see shit cars drive good. Fight me on it. P.S. Chad will achieve style once he smashes his door.
That was Albert.
It
Wasn't Albert.
Clapped at the end.
Okay.
Okay, all right.
All right. So
Shout out, clap. What up?
style matters. Reason. Nobody really gets excited over a dog shit missile when you look at it, but it serves its purpose of writing off a car to get better and push yourself as a driver. Style to me is hard driving and car aesthetics together in harmony. If it looks sick as fuck and your driving backs it up, then it puts on an exciting show for those around you watching. I agree.
Yeah.
We talk about style though, and that entire message and everything we're talking about tonight can be summed up in 2 words that comment just said was to me.
Yep. That's what I'm saying. These are all opinions. Yep, all opinions.
Opinions and perspective and preference. And
Yep.
Shut
This
the fuck up, dog.
This whole episode should literally mean nothing. We're just talking about it. It's just a discussion. It shouldn't change your mind. It shouldn't it should inspire you to fucking go down and drain your bank account. That's fucking dumb. It should just open up your mind to think about where do you sit on it? You know, what path are you going to take? And that's what this is about. I mean, we're going to have a definite answer, but we're going to leave that up to the drift gods tonight.
Yeah.
So I already
If
have
you don't
that.
agree with us, there's a fucking problem.
Get the fuck out.
We're fighting people.
Yeah. All right. Let's see here. Style matters because if you're trash at driving, at least you still look good on grid.
That's
actually
my
true.
fucking motto right there, buddy. That's
Did
it.
James send that in? Actually, that was probably him.
I wish it was, because that's like what I would have said.
The most disappointed I am as a spectator is when someone with a sick ass car really can't drive yet.
So are you
God
referring
damn
to
it! That was just the reverse of
disappointed in
what that
James?
comment said. That was like my highest high and my lowest low in 12 seconds.
You know what,
That's
Rio?
crazy, Rio.
You're not the only one that's disappointed in James, so it's
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, and you get a lot.
God.
I love that. That's always the comment is. I want to see I'd rather see a shit car drive good, or I'd rather see a good car drive good. It's always there needs to be that balance. What we need to figure out is that balance. That's literally it.
That's
All right.
what I.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
That's what I like about like things like skateboarding and BMX and kind of drifting, is that you can't buy yourself into it. Like you can't buy a sick skateboard and like go kill it at the skate park. You just have to put your time in. BMX, you just have to put your time in. Like drifting, you also like if you go to like a track day, right? If you have like a C8 Corvette, you're gonna be fast, right? Because your car is fast. But like drifting, you have to know how to drift to do anything.
You got to put the
So-
time in as well. Yeah, you
Yeah.
have. Now the thing is, you can do it faster, depending on how much money you have. You can do it
Yeah.
faster or slower. But that's the same with a skate park too, because you could build a skate park in the back of your house. You know what I mean? Look at Bam Margera. That dude probably would suck if he. No, I'm kidding. Tony Hawk.
yeah,
Is,
right.
is that Tony Hawk? So anyway, is it time to go drifting yet? My depression is deep. Sorry. And I need the hangs. And then a hot take. Kansai wheels are definitely not reps. They're just hated on for being a newer company that is trying to fill the void for a bunch of snobby folks who only want three-piece wheels from pre-2010 that have mostly been thrashed to hell or rusted out over
comes
time,
James.
but still fetch a price of $2,000 to $4,000
getting
for
ready.
some reason. I get the love of the OGs, but it doesn't mean there isn't room for new companies to come out the scene. But I don't know shit about fuck, bro. You should go to RSD Opener, aka Mr. Kansai Wheel. So this is the owner of Kansai writing us. No, imagine
That's,
no.
I was
so
gonna say
funny.
that's crazy. I wasn't gonna shit on it, and then you were like, "It's the owner writing about his own wheels."
Imagine,
Okay,
imagine.
buddy.
Yeah, fuck you, guy.
Go ahead, Rio.
Well, I was gonna say you can go just in case, because
I didn't have much to say, and that comment was way too long for me to remember the beginning part of it, which is when I wanted to say something.
The attention span's not
It
there.
just kept fucking going.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, oh my god, dude! It's fucking like a waterfall.
Yeah, there was a lot. So Kansai, if they create their own shape of a wheel, is not a rep, right? That's they're making their own face. They're making their own thing. So that makes sense. But if they
I think
copy, go ahead. You're the wheel guy.
I think that's all. Like the only place I was going with it is no. I don't think they're reps. I just don't think they're cool.
Well, that's just an opinion,
good quality.
right.
I don't like the styles. I
There you
don't
go.
personally like the styles that they make in those wheels, and they're not like a good like forged wheel. Like if you want to talk quality, it's a it's a shit cast wheel like a lot of other shit cast wheels that people like.
Yeah.
I just don't like the style. It's a cast wheel, and I don't like the style. So
Yep.
that's
I have
it.
Kansais on my truck.
You do.
What are you poor?
Yeah, right.
Oh, got him.
Hello, I am James. Thank you.
I think that's what it is though. Like my car came with Kansais, right? I like how they look, but they're not sick wheels, right? I can buy them, like no problem. Well, do I mean that?
And even
They're affordable wheels, right?
They're affordable. I also go to stage wheels. Stage and Kansai to me are the same. Like they're one and the same.
I for sure thought it was. It's hard to tell them apart if I'm being honest. Like their wheels
Actually,
all look
yeah.
like it's the same catalog. Like there's no brand differentiation there, which to me is crazy that they're not trying to separate themselves. Because whenever I see them on a car, I'm like, I don't know if those are Kansais or stage wheels. They're just the same to me.
Workmeisters and SSR Professors look the same. But those are sick wheels. But they're also the fucking same wheel, right?
Yeah.
And here's another thing to throw into the mix. And I said this. So somebody actually asked me recently. They bought Kansais, and it might be the same person. I don't know, but they bought Kansais, and one of their friends started making fun of them because they were saying that they bought rep wheels, and they were basically like, are they reps? Like, I didn't think they were reps. I just like them. They're not exactly what I wanted, but it's something I can afford right now. And I said, who fuck cares? Do whatever you want to do. You know, they can talk shit. But here's the funny thing: if Animal Style started running Kansai wheels, how many of the fake fucks would stop hating on them and start saying, "Oh, Kansais aren't bad. Yeah, they're pretty cool." And then within a year, Kansai is a good wheel company now because you got Animal Style doesn't even know they're cloudy. Do you understand? Like it's the followers that are.
That's the wildest thing about them.
That can make your brand.
They're like, what?
It blows their mind. Like Julian's like, what the fuck do you mean, somebody? You know what I mean? Like they it's funny to them, you know, I'm sure. And it should be, because it's weird. It doesn't fucking matter. They're just a bunch of rad dudes doing rad things. But isn't that's what's wrong with our fucking society right now in drifting is if Front Street runs here's a good example though. Front Street runs stage, but they're not cool.
That's true.
Yeah,
Front
but
Street
then
is not cool.
for final ballot, then they go and find some real wheels at Jimmy's shop and put them on their car, and then they just go back to their shit wheels for the rest of the year.
They're not this year. I have on good authority that Jimmy's not letting him borrow their wheels anymore. I mean, other guy. But
anyway, but what I'm saying is, it's just a sad, in my opinion, like if I see a Kansai style that I'm like, yo, that's sick. It's not a direct ripoff of a T7R. It's not what, you know, the other companies are doing where they're making direct rips of a fucking wheel. That's bullshit. But if they're making their own style and I'm like, yo, that style's sick, I don't give a shit if you like my choice in buying that wheel. I'm probably going to buy it. If I really like it, I'm going to buy it. And I'm not going to give a shit, because if it looks cool for me, it looks cool for me. That's only who we need to impress. Yeah. So buy your Kansais, buy your stage wheels, and also Stage is fucking run by an amazing dude. Like Bill's fucking rad. Like we'll talk about his story at some time because I'd like to have him on, but at least they're not Cosmos, you know? But I'm only saying
what's wrong with Cosmos?
Because they're direct rips, you know? No, even that, like if they have a wheel that's not a direct rip and you fucking love it, get it. You know what I mean? This is it's not that fucking deep, and that's what the problem is. Everybody goes so fucking deep, you know? If it does its job, yeah, exactly. As long as they look good and do their job. If the style looks sick, get it. Have fun with it. But anyway, I got a little mad about that.
So let me touch on this one quick, unless we're past that. What did that person say?
Somebody asked about team style, if they should focus on team style or team driving. And again, I'm going to go back to that's a 50-50. Always. Both. Has to be both.
Oh, well, then we're fucked. We don't have a uniform team style at all.
No.
We tried to think about team drifting.
I think it's this way. Should styling the cars, not together.
So that's how I took that. Styling the cars together.
I think focusing
how I take that question.
On having styled cars or just the driving. And it has to be a good mix of both. You know what I mean? Yeah. If they're talking about styling them all together, no. We talk about that a lot.
You know, paint and stickers are similar, but outside of that, they're just different. Yep. No, the question I was looking at was thoughts on GMR wheels, and I actually had to Google it because I never looked at GMRs for more than about 3 seconds.
They're direct rips, aren't they?
Straight up rips.
Yeah. So,
which and to be honest, I honestly don't even care. Like, I mean, there's a Vienna. There's an Equipo 4, that's a Ratzinger, there's a GTC, a Vishnu, like everything that is basically direct rip, which I don't even really care about if it's an accessibility or a supply issue. Because it's a forged 3-piece wheel setup, so it should be good quality. And there's only so many wheel designs you can make in this world that don't just look like a fucking turd.
Yeah, we've about hit the end of that, I think. Which is why all of these companies are just regurgitating things with like the smallest tweaks. I mean, look at the VSKF. It's tweaked. It's not the same.
And it's been that way for 15 years. 15, 20 years. We've just been literally recreating the wheel. Just with like different quality or different finishes or whatever. I'm not even that mad at it.
So
I would never buy it. I would buy a used one that's 25 years old before I bought a GMR.
That's ready to break.
Because
No.
of yeah, that's ready to break. Honestly, I'd fucking buy one and fix it, before I bought a new
Yeah.
one, just
Yeah,
because of the legacy or whatever you want to call it behind the wheel or the manufacturer.
It's a sense of like respect and pride.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you did bring up a good point, and there's something to be said with this too, is the availability of things. So if, I don't know, one of the most popular wheels is a CR Kai, and everybody has a version of a CR Kai. Like every single company out there has made a CR Kai. But if Work made the CR Kai and then all of a sudden just stopped, and then there was a void and you couldn't get that wheel, but that's your favorite style. Do you hate on the guy that gets like the GMR? You know what I mean? Like it's kind of like when availability stops. So when availability, I am running partially real DMAX, partially rep DMAX because there is no availability. I cannot get it, but that's the style that I'm trying to achieve on the Corolla. By the way, if anybody has a rear bumper, A86 coupe, or hatch, doesn't matter, it's the same, but I need a DMAX rear bumper in the America because, yeah, I can't get it. But anyway, I don't like buying, you know what I mean, the replica thing. If the real is available to me, I'm going to try to buy real DMAX stuff. But guess what? I physically can't get it. And even the people that I've tried to bribe would not sell me their stuff. But so is that a bad thing? We talk about rep, and that's kind of the same thing with the rep wheels. Rio has something to say.
Well, it's not just about how it looks, right? Because SSR Vienna Kreis is one of my favorite wheels. I've never owned TE37s. I've owned plenty of TE37 reps, and in a photo you can't fucking tell the difference. But I'd love to say, well, to like 99% of the world, you can't tell the difference. Some people can.
Yeah,
But
I'm in this Facebook group that will flame you.
Yeah, no, I know.
No.
But like, you don't. I think a part of getting those wheels is being able to say, I have TEs or I have SSRs. It's not just about how it looks.
No, there's the legacy.
Yeah.
This conversation, fuck it, goes back to like kind of what we were talking about earlier about.
Don't post Willie's comment.
Well, like, what if you got like a knockoff Cusco oil cap that anyone can afford an oil cap, right? But what if you got a knockoff Cusco oil cap? You're not psyched on it.
So like having real TEs or like Blitz 03s or something, some wheel or some part that's like high dollar is like for a drifter is like being in business or a business owner or like in some high like class divisions and having a Rolex on, like a fucking diamond bezel Rolex.
That's so true though.
Like honestly, right? Like you get taken more seriously if you have expensive or nice shit, and it's a fact of the world. Like it's not a good thing, it's not a bad thing, it's just a fucking fact.
And that goes outside of drifting for sure.
Outside everywhere in the world. If you have nice shit or you look put together, or
I was gonna say, or you're just attractive.
or you're just attractive. Exactly. Like you get looked at more seriously, you have more opportunities, So it's funny.
A good like representation of this is I worked the Philly Auto Show a couple years ago. And if nobody knows, I worked for McLaren, and we were sitting there.
Oh, where's my name drop?
And
damn it!
Somebody walked by and had like a nice watch on, and I knew nothing about it. And I forget who I was working with at the time, but they commented on it, and he looked at me. He's like, "You know how much that watch is on that guy's wrist?" And I was like, "I have no idea." He's like, "That's a $300,000 watch."
Yeah, exactry.
Yeah.
Like, normal guy. And then we were like, wow, okay, because he didn't look like he could really afford cars like this, with everything he was dressing, but then he had this on, and we were like, okay, he has a reason to be behind the ropes looking at these cars.
Right.
It was just ridiculous.
Yeah.
That's I have a similar story about the last,
and it does.
Austin's just talking shit in the chat.
I have a similar story with a less rich person. Maybe I don't
That's
know.
my coworker who also works in McLaren, by the way.
Call him out.
It was just a Lamborghini that I met this guy, but like plain white T-shirt and gym shorts. Walked into a Cars and Coffee, and I'm talking to my friend, and he's with his like Lamborghini, and then this other guy, like I'm talking to him. This other like middle-aged guy walks up. Like I didn't even look at his watch because I'm a poor person. You know, but he walks up like plain white tee and gym shorts and shit, and then like we're all the three of us, you know, my middle class ass and these other two people, and he's like, yeah, like I just got this fucking watch, you know, like, or no, he was wearing his Apple Watch, and his daughter was there with him, and she's like, oh, why didn't you wear your other watch? She's like, I didn't want to bring the new one out, talking about his fucking watch. You're crazy.
So funny.
$100,000 watch.
Yeah, Rio.
I'm almost done with my soju.
Okay, so you're
Get
buzzed.
another.
You're buzzed, right?
Time for a good take.
Like, it's like a weird middle ground between like I do want these like car parts that I aspired to that I couldn't afford when I was younger. Still can't afford most of the times. But at the same time, I like drifting because it seemed rebellious.
Mm-hmm.
And the making a lot of money isn't like really rebellious. It's like if you go along with everything you're supposed to do, then you get rewarded with money. So like if it's I don't know, it like conflicts. Like I want both, but like you can't have both.
Yeah.
Can I argue that point just to show I don't always just fight Chad?
Rock it. Do it.
Making real money, I think, proves the opposite of that. God damn it! I just read that while I was like balls deep into this serious thought. I think making real money, not being like fake upper middle class, proves the opposite of that. Like you broke the rules, you did the shit that other people told you not to do.
I don't completely disagree, but I feel like if we start talking about this, I will take this podcast in a direction no one wants it to go.
Dude, I'm down for it. Let's go.
That's funny.
Me and Rio are gonna have our own podcast tomorrow night.
Yeah, we'll get drunk and talk about.
Oh God, you're just like slurring back.
God, that would be
each
awesome.
other.
Rio, we should start a podcast. What do you want to call it?
Two drunk guys.
Can you start like a poll and have the chat vote on what we call our podcast?
Yeah. No, that's a whole nother like style aspect too, is getting into the real versus rep thing. And there's feelings that come along with that I don't think again, it comes back to where you're at in your life. Like you're talking about, Rio, like did you get yourself to where you can afford TE 37s, you know, or not? Like where is that? And does that make you proud that you own real ones, or do you not give a fuck and you'd rather buy like 7 sets of fake ones to destroy them? You know, it comes back to again the style and where you're set up in life. I never thought I'd own real TE 37s, and let alone on a Porsche, but like I only bought them to be a little rebellious and piss off Porsche guys to put TE 37s on a Porsche because it's not liked. Do you know what I mean? Like, so I did that in a little bit of a flex, but like to be a dickhead to those snobby guys. You know what I mean? Because that's how most of those people are. Like, if I post my thing in the forums, I get like 3 people that are like, yo, are those fucking TEs on a Porsche? And everybody else is like, that's ugly. You know what I mean? The factory turbo fins are the best wheel. Porsche designed them to be blah, blah, blah. So like,
there's a lot of Porsche nerds out there that are super defensive about everything.
Yeah, but yeah, so do I.
Do you guys like TEs?
So I do on stupid cars. I said this before. We had this before. I like them on a car that you don't see them on. Other than that, that's overplayed now.
Yeah. I don't like TEs. I think it's a very basic design. And I have a set, actually, someone said something about the boxes in the background to make me look rich. Customer fucking boxes. They're paying me money, so I'm rich. No, there's like a set of like SL Super Black Edition 3 or some shits in my garage that I've never seen before. And there's 37 different models of TEs. And
that's true. There's too many models of TEs.
None of them really excite me. And he's still in the chat. My bad, Ryan. Your wheels are really fucking cool, dude. They're actually.
He's like, hey, James, don't start those. I'll be by to pick them up.
No, they are actually probably one of my favorite TEs they've seen because of the little like engraving on the outside lip. But there's just so many like mild differences between them.
Yeah.
And as a base wheel design, it's not that exciting for me personally.
But those mild differences are to stay ahead of the people that replicate them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. And again, it depends on the car always. Do you know what I mean? Like, it depends on the build, it depends on the car, it depends on how it looks. Like, Steve's in here probably really upset at us, but the way that he has his car built, they look really good on his car. Where if it was a full, I love his car, but like if it was like a crazy kitted car, I don't think I'd like them.
Yeah,
Like,
I
you
don't
know what I
think it would
mean?
look right.
I don't think I would look right. You know, that looks really good. So yeah. Either way, it's pretty funny. We could go down this hole for a long time.
Yes, we could.
I just want them because I wanted them when I was a kid and I could never afford them.
Mm-hmm.
And like, if I had them, a part of me would feel like, oh, I've made it as an adult. You know what I mean?
That is kind of why I do like
long.
buying real parts. Is like I've made it. You know, it's like it's my Lamborghini. Is a set of works or whatever. You know, like it comes back to the pride thing. Like I've wanted this for so long and I finally tracked it down and I can't afford it and it's now my garage. Like whenever I open a box now to something new, like Steve said earlier, I got wheels from him. They're going to be here tomorrow. I have wheels from Japan coming tomorrow. So it's like I'm going to open these boxes and be like, I can't believe these are here. Like it's just kind of a cool feeling to have, something that you never thought you were going to have.
Yep. And that's the part that I feel bad for the guys that hate style. They miss out on that. They miss out on that appreciation of getting cool parts sometimes.
Do they miss out on it? Or
Well, they don't-
do they just
they
much
don't know any
more? Like, do they have the same amount of appreciation for the shit that costs 1/10 of as much?
Yeah, but I mean,
And
usually
get just as excited.
Usually it's really funny because I've watched I every single person that usually like talks shit, I go to creep. I creep their profile. It's fucking hilarious. So it's like this dude that's putting on rotas and he's like, look at my cheap, weak spec, blah blah blah, and like they're talking shit on themselves about what they got. Like I don't, I it's such a hodgepodge. Like I don't understand it.
Yeah, they're just trying to be defensive before they get attacked for it.
Yeah, but again, who cares if they're doing it and they love the wheel? They should be like, I got wheels for my car.
Mm-hmm.
Sick.
Can we take a vote really quick?
Yeah, I'd love to vote.
And exclude Rio from the voting.
Ooh,
that's
Can we
racist.
Vote for Rio to stop raising his hand when he has something to say and just fucking spit it out?
Yes,
like the rest of us?
Rio.
I don't like interrupting people.
You have to sometimes. We all like if any
know,
one of the
but-
three of us are on one, we will just not stop fucking talking. So you just need to start talking, and then one of us.
It's very
will
much
realize
not in
that-
my character.
You did it, yeah.
There you fucking go, dude. I was
Okay.
gonna not stop speaking until you
Shut up,
started. Thank you.
Yeah. Love that.
But like, there's also people. I think because my friend Mike got into drifting from dirt track, so
I love that.
nothing Japanese means anything to him. He doesn't. It doesn't make sense to him. He didn't grow up with it. I'll have conversations with him where I'm like, "Hey, did you see that Rocket Bunny Lotus?" And he'll be like, "What is Rocket Bunny?" Like he doesn't pay attention. And I think there's a lot of people like that now too. Where
That's what I was saying. Where they were inspired, where they came from, who brought them up, and that's a different. I mean, that's kind of it separates us massively. Do you know what I mean? But because like, there's nothing wrong with Mike coming from dirt. That's actually fucking sick that he's coming into drifting and doing it. So his style is going to be, of course, completely different. You know what I mean?
he does get really excited. He made a tire sprayer kit to cool his tires, and he didn't want to wire it, so he ran it off like a DeWalt battery, and he was like real excited about it. So like, if you have that, it's just not the same as what you might like.
Yep.
I wish I didn't know what Rocket Bunny was.
Same,
That shit is fucking trash, dude.
Yeah, not a fan. Hey, I want to get through
Anyways.
these. We gotta get through these. We got the Madge cupcake here. Airbags are never going to be cooler than coilovers. That's just a hot take. And then team livery style over NASCAR style liveries. I also agree. KBD can still be stylish, and early 2000s shit rocks. That's one we got.
That's a weird combination of comments.
Very.
We don't need to spend time on there, but that is a weird combination of a comment.
Hold on, I'm blocking this number quick. I'm just playing. All right, so here we got some audio ones. So we got a couple voicemails. So let's listen to
Can
them.
only
really quick.
imagine.
Yep. Hopefully, tell me if you guys can hear this. I need a thumbs up when I start playing it. So
Oh, what's up, boys, at the Pilot Podcast? I know James is probably on his, third piece of pizza by now, something like that.
7.
But this ain't about pizza. It's about style. Style, 100% fucking matters, guys. Especially if you got sponsors out there, you got to look good. As someone who comes from the dirt track side of, motorsports, it pisses me off to see these guys that are getting thousands of dollars in sponsorships and parts and shit sent to them, and they can't even get a good car out there to, show off their sponsors and show off their skill. Like, I think sponsors need to, expect a little bit more out of them, but style 100% fucking matters. You need to be stylish out there. Even, everyone's got their own style. I mean, there's the more JDM style with big ass body kits and that wide bodied shit. And then, Missile is even a style. Is it fucking a good style? No.
Bird.
Cars that look pretty decent, But yeah, style 100% matters, and driving is even more important. So yeah. Well, have a good rest of the podcast, y'all.
nice. So
Thank you.
Thank you for calling. And that is again, he said driving. I think that's a part that we overlook. You have to back up your looks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can't just have a cool car and not be able to drive it.
Mm-hmm.
At least somewhat,
Somewhat.
I have
But
a
he
question
does have a. Go ahead, Rio.
for Car Shop Kuroshi.
Who's that?
What?
You guys, right? Imagine Stage Wheels calls you tomorrow, and they're like,
No.
"You run our wheels. We'll pay for the rest of it. All the events you drive this year, all the tires you use, we'll pay for it. Would you run them?"
I wouldn't.
Would we have to run them for a photo shoot or for the season?
All the time.
No,
They're
I'm good.
your sponsor.
Pass.
I would
can't.
pass as well.
They don't look good enough for me to keep in my car that long. If
I
you
know,
want
that's
to
it.
pay me to run them for one event, maybe. But
And
We
there's
sound
no way
like
I can commit
such
to that.
fucking snobs.
No.
We do.
Let's tie this back though to I think where Rio was going back earlier was how you come off to people. Right? I feel like that was one of the first things you said, how we come off to people. I come off like an asshole to people because I don't talk to
Because
people
you
if
are.
I don't fucking know you. And I don't know you, and I say this to everybody I hang out with at an event or whatever, is I don't actually know you, and I probably won't remember your name for the first 2 beers. And that's just how it goes.
Yeah, because
After that, we're probably boys.
Yep.
We're probably friends. We've spent enough time together where, I've talked to you, I've had conversations, we're real.
his
How
brain
did
is
this
fine.
tie back to Stage
So
Wheels?
anyway.
I got so lost.
So long story short, I don't think any of us besides Rich, because Rich would use that to his advantage to run an FD program again. But
Yeah.
and that's a little different. If I was going in competition and a company was like, hey, run my wheels for competition, where it's a real business venture and I'm turning it into my life, yes, 100%. As me personally doing this, I do this because I love this. I do this because I care about the rare wheels and the wheel choices that I'm picking matters a lot to me. I'm proud to run my favorite fucking wheel, Long Champs, Equip 40s. I love those fucking wheels. That's what I want on my car. So to sacrifice that would take a lot. Do you know what I mean? And I still don't think I would do it because it would pull the drifting aura out of it for me. It's like a selling out. It's not... It's not.
I can't be
not it.
bought
I can't
for that cheap.
Yeah.
Anyway. I can be bought.
Bought for con size.
So
Yeah.
here's the thing, though, Rio. I will say there's some stage wheels that I've seen that I enjoy. It's just not for me. It's just not for the Corolla. If they want to build me a separate car, there we go. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But for my personal taste, that's what I need. I need that excitement to keep me drifting. I need what I'm doing to get in and be like, I know what I'm in. I know what wheels I have on. I know that I designed this car from bottom to the top, and I'm not bought. You know what I mean? I'm not running anything that I don't want to run. So that's the true, kind of rebellious expression that I need to do it.
Because it's not a job.
It's not a job.
Yeah.
Nope. And what if it was a job? Like if I was a pro driver, completely different story. I would say I'll suck some dicks for some money to be able to
Oh shit.
compete. I don't give a shit. But no, you're not selling out, but like that would make sense if a company, a wheel company would be like, yo, blow all of our shit up, just got to run them. I'd be like, hell yeah, let's fucking go. Like,
Yo, while we're talking about wheels, and Mac just popped in the chat. Like,
Hi,
what's up,
Mac.
boys? Greetings from Portland. Have fun at SS Northwest.
Yeah.
I just was talking to Mac today because I was like, I'm in a deep rabbit hole of buying a 5-axis mill. Do you have any cool wheel designs? Because we can make some sweet billet shit. So keep an eye out in 2 years for me and Mac's fucking
wheel company.
Me and Mac's wheels. I don't know what we're gonna call it.
Are they gonna be like TEs or like
We're just TEs?
What are you making reps of?
Fucking, it's just gonna be a TE rep. I don't know. Mac's
great.
the designer here, so
that's true.
If you don't like the design, fucking yell at him.
That's true. We'll yell at you, Mac. All right, let's get into another one of these. Rio, good question though. That was good. And thanks for interrupting us. Fucking dick. No,
yeah. Raise your hand next time, you fucking piece of shit.
Raise your hand next time. Oh my god. That's fucking good.
Yo, boys. It's me, your boy, Wild Steve. Episode number 69. Check it out. Anyways, I think the better question here is what's more important, style or execution? Because there's people out there and builds out there that have style, but they executed it properly or improperly, rather. I guess both, right? And if you have style but your execution sucks, it sucks overall. Your build sucks. You suck. You probably have a shitty personality. I said what I said. And then there's the inverse of that, where there's people that have executed something nice with a nice outcome, whether it's good fitment, good choice of wheels, good color, shiny paint, nice parts, whatever it is. But if you have a clusterfuck of nice parts that don't flow together, your execution sucks. You got to have both, or it's got to be at least a work in progress. One of the things that we see too often is that people don't actually have a vision. And when you don't have a vision, chances are the outcome's not that great. Most importantly, chrome is best. I said what I said. Love you guys.
I love that's one thing that I see with what I consider internet builds. They take the parts that they know are kind of the hot ticket right now, and they're just smashing it together. But it's hard for them to kind of create their own version of something, so the execution comes off very try-hard, or it just comes off as a hodgepodge and it doesn't flow. But at the same point, if they are done with their build and they're like, sick, look what I made, I'm happy for them. But most commonly, they're not. They're just kind of out there for the others, But yeah, that's a kind of cool quote, you know what I mean? Like the execution also matters in what you're trying to convey, But also on the flip side, you can rig some of this stuff too. It depends on what you're trying to do. If you want to drive as hard, as you can. Yeah, it's fucking crazy how in-depth style gets.
And it's a conversation we had the other day. I don't remember if it was like us or in the group chat or somewhere else, but I was part of this conversation. But it was just you can't buy style. That was what Steve said in many more words. You can't buy style. It's not about cool parts and name brand parts and not red parts or whatever. It's
creativity.
You can make some cheap shit work and look good.
You can, yeah. I kind of like it. It's rare that you see it. But when you do see it, and we saw it on a couple roasts. Remember when we were like roasting some shit, but like they had shitty like fake wheels. They had this and this and this. But like overall, we were like, it fucking sucks, but it's good. You know what I mean? Like it fucking works. Like there's something. It's very, I don't know. It's almost like it's impressive if you can do that on a budget. We try to do it all the time. Like what we're doing, even currently for the rebuild, was done again on a budget,
Even with as rich as we are.
Yeah, we're super rich. Yeah,
I think that's something that people with really nice cars, it'd be nice if they would convey to people starting out. Is like you design the livery, you cut the vinyl mostly yourself, some help with Jake for printing, right? you guys do all your body work. Your paint's from like
Home
Rust-Oleum.
Depot.
Harbor
Yeah.
Freight. Yeah, like,
But like no one sees that. No one's like, oh, that guy with the roof cut guy polishes his own stuff. You know what I mean?
Mhm. Yeah,
Like
we try to convey that. You know what I mean? That's one thing that we've always talked. Like we've talked about like the recipe for cheap paint. Like we're trying to help people. We let people know that like you can clear coat over fucking spray paint. You know, like you can do the cheap stuff. But you are right, because there's a lot of teams that you don't see behind the butcher door. You know what I mean? You don't see what's going on. And then there's some people that are just buying everything and paying everybody to paint their stuff and doing all that stuff. But
I wish I could afford to do that.
yeah, same.
it's another conversation we just had, right? Like,
for sure.
if we could, we would.
Oh,
we
yeah.
had
And they
yeah, they look good. I'm sure
So
compared to
much
what
better,
they
yeah.
Like
Compared
if you
to-
could have paid somebody to chop your roof and do it right, like the first
That'd be
time, and
fucking
have like
awesome.
everything perfect, been
It's
great.
so fucked up. It's so bad.
but then you'd be just some guy that paid for it, and you wouldn't be like I wouldn't think you were cool. You know
That's
what
cool.
I mean?
I don't need you to think I'm cool. I would be so goddamn okay with that.
I didn't mean me personally. I just meant like
No, that's fine.
it's cool that you did it yourself. Like it adds to it.
It so
it was fun.
Yeah, me
But
and
that's it.
James, we had that conversation a lot when we were doing a lot of the paint work and stuff like that, and I just kept thinking to myself, like, even though there's a lot that's fucked up, I'm happy that we fucked it up. I'm proud that we fucked it up. We learned a shit ton, and it's miserable. This is the worst refresh I mean, I'm miserable right now. You know what I mean? Like
Same.
I've been working so hard to make sure this stuff, and it's not even done yet. Like, we're not even close. We are still so far away, but
Down to the wire like usual.
down to the wire. But it's one of those things where, like, when it pops out, somebody's like, yo, this is kind of fucked. It's like, it is. And I don't care. You know what I mean? Because we tried. And that means more. That's the style that we have. We're basically gutter cars. We're turning shit into diamonds. You know what I mean? It's pretty funny.
But like the fake diamonds that don't
they're
cost
fake.
as much.
Oh, they're fake.
You know?
Yeah, they're definitely fake.
Lab grown.
Yeah. Lab grown, that's
like
funny.
0.99 carat.
Yeah. All right, let's listen to this next one.
Styles king. End of debate. There's a reason why when you go back and watch, 90s and 2000s, early drift videos, whether it's D1GP or whatever the hell they're doing in Japan. There's a reason why you see the same couple cars over and over again. They're always getting crazy amounts of likes on Instagram and crazy views on YouTube or whatever it is. Like, for instance, the yellow FCRX7. You know why that thing's cool? It's low as shit.
Argucci,
Got a cool ass
right?
body kit on it. Got some baller ass wheels. And a big ass wing. I've seen more videos of that dude totaling his shit, sending it off at wherever he's driving.
That's true.
Ripping every single body panel off. But guess what? That car's still relevant. You see pictures of it rotting away, and everyone's like, oh my god, this is the coolest drift car ever.
Funny, that's true.
It's on those shitty Japanese yellow spare wheels. It's like, have we learned nothing? Styles when they drifting fun. It's the coolest shit ever. And now, all these cars got monster truck ass fitment. Fucking 12 inches off the ground. Hell, these cars can go where my Tacoma can't. Are you fucking kidding me? Lower your shit! Okay, thank you. That's all I love you guys.
Oh my god.
Bro, that was great. Something
Yeah.
he said, though, really kind of hit with me was the relevance part. Like, nobody is going to remember your pile of shit fucking E46. Like, there's a reason that these D1 cars are always watched. Like, you're not going to look up a video of missile cars driving. I don't know anybody that does that. You know what I mean? Like, you're going to look for the cool cars doing cool shit.
Yeah.
And those are the cars that are memorable. Not necessarily saying I'm trying to create a memorable car, but you compare, any of our cars versus, you know, a stock something that is a couple different colors on like coilovers. No one's going to even know who that is or when that was. It's not a memorable thing. And I just think to leave a lasting impression on somebody with your art piece is a cool fucking feeling. Like, oh, I remember that car from this time period. You know what I mean? Whereas like you're not going to remember like, you know, your everyday traffic.
Yeah. Yeah, his legacy is crazy. Like he and his stories is really crazy. I don't know if anybody follows Juicebox on YouTube, but if you follow Neil and the Juicebox boys, they just kind of went into some 326 power, like Argucci, like some really cool old timey stories that brings that stuff, you know, kind of to light. And they left a legacy because of thinking outside the box and trying to do something new. Like literally, I never even thought about 326 power doing the kits that influenced BN Sports in the early beginning. You know what I mean? Like that's so cool to think about how this stuff just it trickles and it trickles and trickles, and we influence and influence and influence, and now Haraguchi's like car is it's a legacy that was left behind. And literally, yeah, you'll see people that it's on a trailer and it's like fucking destroyed and they're like, that thing's fucking sick. You know?
And there's like 107 speed like zip screw holes in a single rocker. It's fucking awesome. I did think that was great though, because I saw like a Haraguchi RX-7 reel today.
Did
like,
you?
Scrolling his
yeah.
literally a couple hours ago.
It's always there.
Yeah.
I like when he says style is what keeps drifting fun.
Yeah.
Because
if we all look the same, would it be fun?
I don't think so.
No.
I mean, we still have like a fun aspect, but it's not there for me at least.
Yeah. Yeah. Actually, J Dubs, Stewie Bryant. So here's a good point. Stewie Bryant is one of the best drivers I've ever seen do some insane fucking stuff. His cars always looked horrible, right? But the dude could drive. But if he was in a sick-looking car, would I be even more stoked? Yes. But he's still doing the damn thing. So, like, there's a lot of people that just care about the driving, too, you know? But, like, you're still in an R32, like, or a Laurel doing something cool, making really fucking loud noises. His style became that rat rod style because he was so broke, he would go to Ibisu and steal used tires from the bins. He would like hold up his exhaust that he, you know, rigged together with like old timing belts and wood screws, you know, like, but he kind of created this like rat rod Ibisu missile style spec car, but he was driving so insanely, like, oh, so cool. But yeah, it's neat. He started a legacy in that. There's like a missile car legacy, you know, like we just have so many facets of style. It's so fucking crazy.
Can we?
I just had to Google that car in that video, and I watched about 5 seconds of it, and I would not keep watching it because the car looks like shit.
Yep. And see, and
just for, you know, we talk about like a style reference is like the driving in that video probably is fucking great.
Phenomenal.
I don't give a fuck.
Yeah. And so, and that's it's kind of case in point because
I don't care.
Like I care about the driving just as much as I care about the style. And going forward, the driving to me, it has to be 50-50. Like, I feel like a car that looks cool, but the guy doesn't do the damn D pretty good isn't impressive to me anymore. In fact, I feel kind of bad for him. You know, like drifting is the reason we're drifting is because of the actual art of drifting. Like, it's the movement. So, like, should people that are into doing the style aspect just be the car show portion? You know, like there's nothing wrong with dressing up a drift car to be a car show car, you know? But like, I feel like if you're into drifting, you want to get good. You want to drive with your boys because that's the fun part, you know? But yeah, that's the aspect where I feel like I've changed because before all I thought about was the looks of the car. I remember being young and being like, you know, parts meant a lot to me too. Like I was like, oh, I got the whole PBM catalog. You know what I mean? I used to fucking love that. Now it's like, it's the art of driving something that I fucking styled up and I'm proud of. Yeah.
Steve just made the perfect relevant comment to exactly what you just said.
Small dick dude who can fuck. That's so funny.
Nobody wants to watch a big dick who can't or a small dick who can.
Gotta do both.
Gotta do both.
Gotta do both.
Or I don't know.
All I got from that is you guys are focusing on dicks when you watch.
You don't?
Yeah.
No, I
What else
do.
are you looking
What?
at?
No, I
That's
do.
the right answer. I just want to fit in.
What are you fucking weird?
Yeah, don't be weird, Rio. Don't
You're really weird about this fucking scenario, man.
Yeah,
Don't
make
average guy
sucks.
stuff. Look,
Yeah.
we shit ourselves and we look at dicks, dude. It's
Yeah.
fine.
Jesus Christ. We have one more audio and then real quick comments that I want to go through.
So, style debate. The long living feud of drifters and everyone alike. I'm going to compare this to like mud trucks, like mudding and that type of stuff, because for some reason that's all we got around here, and that's pretty much all I know. So, in mud trucks, you got the guys who drive these clean, beautiful, fresh paint rigs that are, $30,000 trucks. And then you got old boy over here in the fucking Jeep Wrangler absolutely sending her through the giant mud pile, right? So it's all based off of perspective and where you're at in life and what you like and how you like to have fun. And that's going to be the debate till the end of time, because some people are diehard. They're going to paint their shit right before they go tear it up again. And then you're always going to have that one dude in the clapped out G35 with the whole ass end ripped off of it. And he's going to be out there sending it probably just as hard, if not harder, than all the style guys. And everyone's going to fight about it. And that's just going to be it until the end of drifting.
Till the end of this pod.
So
Sure.
Yeah.
that's all I got. Fuck you, Chad, and your door.
Great.
Great.
I fucking love that.
That's perfect.
My favorite part is like when we don't really, I don't know, we don't really care. But like some people really do. Like we have our opinions and we're going to
People have really hard stances on this.
Really hard stances. And like we know that our opinions are our opinions. And I think that's how we need to start viewing this. But I think also we need to know that everybody else has their opinion and we should respect it, but not respect all builds, but help the people that need the help. You know what I mean? Like, because it's just, I don't know, it's a community. At the end of the day, it's still a drifting community. So I hate the divide, but there's just, I don't know. It's fucking funny. I love that. I do wish that we had more anti-style people that came on. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, it would be cool to debate that. But everybody's just like, wow, you guys are so right. You know what I mean?
So maybe we can pull some for an interview.
Yeah. Let's find the ugliest cars in drifting and invite them on here.
Yeah, let's do that.
And be like, why are you the way you are?
Yeah, I guarantee you there's somebody that literally is like, they don't give a shit about the way their car looks. And I'd love to hear their view on this. I think it'd be pretty sick.
If I could take a guess, it would be just so short.
Yeah.
And not even like exciting. I mean, let's have one anyways.
Oh,
but it's just going to be like, this is going to be the words. I don't give a fuck what it looks like. I want to fucking drive with my friends and go fast. That's it. That's the end of the podcast.
Yep. And they're going to use words like hoonigan and send
it.
Yes. Dude, I'm just trying to fucking send that shit.
Right. Yep. Yeah. And
doctor.
But I also get it. I get it. Drifting is so much fun. Getting sideways is the coolest fucking thing ever. We just happen.
It's the best adrenaline rush.
It's so yeah. We just happen to also want to look good. We were just born that way. But hey, let's just check out some of these comments. Go ahead.
Skid Lab said, I know a track you could find plenty of these people at. Can we do a live podcast there?
God,
their
yes.
first event. Can we hit them up and just have like a live pod?
That'd be good. I don't think the reception's good there.
We'll figure it out. Somebody's got to have Starlink or some shit.
No, that's expensive. I looked into it. We could just record it.
Somebody probably does. Or that.
Yeah, we can just record it and then play it. We can. Yeah.
Sick.
That's a good fucking idea. Because not to pick on them, Evergreen's a fucking great place. It's a great place for the community. It's a great place for fucking drifting. I have so many friends that drive there, literally. But they all they talk shit a little bit. They'll be like, Damien, you never bring your nice car here. You don't want to drive with us, fucking, whatever. And it's like, yeah, I don't. You know what I mean? Like I kind of don't.
Real quick, RIP to the L track. they said they're shutting that down for this year.
Fuck
Yeah.
that track. That track sucked.
I think it's a good
It
thing.
did suck.
It's a good
I
thing.
also think it's a great thing.
Yep. The only
Anyways,
thing
we're-
that needs to happen is they need to cap. They need to cap,
Driver caps.
or they need to. They have so many people that are so loyal. I think they could split events up. Have events that are just B and A, and then driver cap your B and A at some other events that are mainly focused on your C drivers and B drivers. Maybe C and B a little bit heavier. You know what I mean? Just we need to get everybody's seat time, so that it's worthwhile. But they'll figure it out. They're doing their best. They're doing the damn things, and we'll support them. It's a fucking fun place. So, all right, let's go through some of these comments really quick. We got some of these in private, and I left their names on it. And some of them are just comments from the Instagram. So I wanted to go through it. It's not like the private comments. It's just where I said, let us know your opinion. So I didn't say it was going to be anonymous, so they should have assumed. But it's, whatever.
Perfect.
All right. So, Optimus Prime's response. Most Americans get their idea of what Japanese style is from other Americans. I said that earlier because that's so true. What they're influenced from, is crazy. Let's see here. What else do we got? Hard take. I blame photographers for the fall off of style. Stop shooting ugly cars.
Damn, that's crazy.
That is, yeah. That is a hard take. I do know some photographers that are kind of equal opportunity photographers where they take pictures of everybody, and I do think that that's cool because it does improve you want to see that, you get excited about it. It improves the beginning guys, but it's not a heavy focus. You know what I mean? And I get that.
Being a former ugly owner car myself, it's still cool to see a picture of you driving.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
Former?
Ooh, James. Clear tails. Okay.
Yes.
And keep it
Clear
simple.
tails.
Simple, literally. We don't need to be extravagant every build. That is true too. There's so many different styles. You can do it some crazy ways. Also, clear tails are sick.
Yeah, if anybody
Cool.
is cool or good at making clear things, I'm looking for clear taillights for my R32. If somebody can make those for me, I'll pay you a lot of money to make
You're not
that
going
shit.
to find that.
Why don't you do it?
I don't know what machine I would use
I'll get
to do
you
it.
some clear plastic. You can heat it up and mold it to your current taillights.
Yeah,
You're
we can talk
laughing,
about
but
this
you
later,
probably
'cause-
fucking could. Do you want me to do while I make my windows?
Look, this guy right here is already. We'll talk about this later.
Yeah,
Just figure that out.
I really want clear tails for my crystal clear, no color at all, but I still want them to have the circles in them and everything. I want them to look like an R32 tail, just clear.
I want clears too, but they don't make them for my car.
Well, we'll talk.
collab.
We'll talk
I'll play
after. I
Make
that.
sure that's in the whole ass team chat.
Yeah.
Because we all
Fuck
want
you,
clear
James.
tails.
You don't want clear tails.
Bitch.
You have a chopped roof.
Fine.
You don't need clear tails.
I just bought some 50/50s today, so
Did you really? Nice.
Yeah.
Those are some of my favorites. I
Buy
like.
two 50/50s and cut them in half.
Yo, chop your
oh my
fucking
chopped taillights.
taillights.
Fucking chopped and bodied. I only have enough space in my
Oh.
trunk, in my back
Yeah.
end for half the taillight.
Yeah.
That would be
I'll
wild.
just body
Fill
it
in
right
half
at
of
that
it.
line.
Yeah.
Flanders
That's
is in the chat. What's up,
crazy.
Flanders?
Holy fuck, Flanders. It's been a
That's
while.
cool. It's been a while. Hey, JD and Will saying I used to get on media guys for not shooting C-class backtrack. Most realize the best action shots come from the wall turn. Yeah, when they send it into the fucking trees, basically. Yeah, you get some cool shots back there, I'm sure. That's funny. Oh, we didn't even read that one. Sorry. What does it say? Style matters because if your car is broken, at least you won't be an ugly broken car. That's funny. Automatically disqualified if you run GMRs.
So Ryan is the owner of the tees in my garage that I'm just shitting on. So
Oh, that's funny. That's funny.
no, yours are cool though.
Yeah. Style isn't just about having the coolest stuff. It's about expressing yourself with intention. That's a really good quote.
That's a very good way to put it.
Very good way of putting it. Yeah. Let's see what else we got. Of course it does. If you actually take pride in what you're doing, show it. Yep. I like pride. I like, even if it's not my style, I just want to see somebody get excited about what they're doing and take pride in it. I don't know. It gets me pumped. We got 2 here. Yes, style 100% matters regardless of if it's a drift car, race car, dirt track, etc. Follow up from my previous, especially if you have sponsors, got to look good when you rep. I mean, that's a big thing too. It depends on where you're trying to go. Yep, where you're trying to go with it.
And looking good helps get those sponsors too.
It does. Oh God, Tom here. Yes. Period. You can even out me on this. If you didn't believe it, you'd be racing, not drifting.
I guess that's true. You know, that's a pretty good point because a lot of race cars aren't, you know, they don't care as much as we do. They don't have to put expensive parts in their car to go fast around a track and look good doing it. They just want to get to A to B as fast as they can. So
probably depends on your racing class, of course, too.
Most race cars probably still cost more than our cars.
They do.
Like any part they put on them.
But they put only the necessities on their cars. You know
the
what I mean?
Functioning.
Like you're not going to see a car with fucking Baz Reyes on it, like a true race car. But it would be sick. But you know, like that's why everybody runs RPF ones because it's like a light wheel. You know.
I hope James gets into racing.
I'm fucking doing it.
Drag
racing 2026.
That's funny. Style over everything. No one likes to look at rolling dumpsters. Be for real. Also, I mean, dumpsters are kind of cool if it's on fire and it's rolling.
It's like one of those downhill Red Bull races.
Oh yeah, where they're in. Yeah.
Be fucking cool.
Ty Jeff, I'm surprised he's not jumping through the screen, choking somebody, saying, yes, style does matter. We aren't here to wash fucking dolphins. Style is everything. That's probably to my comment in my video where I was talking about, I said something about dolphins, I think, didn't I?
You're talking about getting them hard or something?
Yeah.
Or them getting you hard?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Washing dolphins sounds awesome.
It would be pretty cool. I saw an AI video that made me so mad because it was these whales and they were scrubbing all the barnacles off of them, but it was AI generated.
Oh yeah, off of like their nose or whatever. There's a big scrubber thing.
Yeah, I was like, oh, this is so cool. I was like, fuck, it's fake. You know, like it was so satisfying, but it was fake. What was it? Yeah, never cared for style. Okay. But pretty cars look prettiest while getting beat on. See, I agree with that. That's the best. Sure. You know? Yeah. It's like a good lover. You want them to look good and you want to just fucking beat their face in.
What?
That's a little aggressive.
Yeah, a little aggressive. Nobody listening could see my facial expression for that, so it just sounds horrible.
That's crazy.
All right, if you spend enough time making a car good at function, it will eventually look cool. Be choosy with what parts look and perform best. I'd rather see a car built from the inside out rather than the other way around. Because what's the point of looking cool if your car can't link the course? So that's actually realistically, if you do put you're getting the right parts that you need to do some shit, it is going to create that car in a certain style. You know, like I feel like that's where you get those the functioning cars is still a functioning style car, you know, style. It's a fucking category. You know, they fall into that. Mm. They just don't need rear rads and all that stuff, but unless they're going that way. But style is the only thing that matters once you figure out how to drive. Without style, this shit is just sports. And if I wanted to play a sport, I'd have stayed in high school.
This is the comment. And that's my little heart too, because I hearted it. I was like, that's a good one.
Yeah.
I feel like that applies to a lot of things in life. I really like that comment.
Mm-hmm. So it's funny too, because Johnny that's an E36 owner.
Yep.
You know, but he styles it up. Like he cares about fitment, he cares about wheel choice, he cares about stuff, which is really cool. He's also funny, and I miss him.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah. If the car looks like shit, the driving doesn't matter. This is also a good comment. Hell yeah. Everyone has their own priorities, but in my opinion, driving style first, then style the car. I'd feel like a chump if I had $8,000 in wheels and aero just to spin every corner. So I'm with that. I feel like you can create your path from the beginning. Like you can start working on your path. You know, like your car can be however it looks. And you can slowly progress and slowly change the styling of your car to match what you want to do. There's no wrong way of doing any of this shit. We're just giving our opinions. But I like to see that. I like to see somebody, and I've seen it because I've trained people. They come with a basic stock car, but it's lowered and it has some cool wheels. You know, let's say in that aspect, they're doing the damn thing. By the end of the year, they might be kitted You know, like they're not going off track anymore, but like it's not painted yet, but they're like slowly forming their own style while they form their driving abilities. I think that's the best way to do it, in my opinion, from a starting ass point. You know, starting from the beginning. Don't just buy the baller car and look like a fool. Keep the skill level to be on point, you know, with your style. I think grow together is really cool to see. Again, just my opinion.
Mm. I completely agree with that.
Another good answer. Yes, it does. Style over function. No, but style alongside function. Yes, Forrest Wang or literal. So he's explaining that in even a pro car, there is, you know, they're worried about how their car looks, and I think I agree with that too. Look at that guy in the corner. Fuck.
Wow, that's crazy.
He's pretty sexy.
Look at him with all his makeup he's wearing.
A great looking car is awesome, and some style should always matter. But at the end of the day, seat time is king.
Eat time is king, bro. Let's go.
Food matters over drifting. Rather see someone absolutely killing it in something clapped than afraid to hurt their perfect paint job and pretty wheels. I disagree. But again, that's just my opinion. Yeah.
Hey, Alex is a friend of mine, and he lives nearby. And I just
he's wrong.
Well, I don't. Yeah, it's fine. I just wanted to say he has a graphic design freelancing business, and if anyone wants graphic design stuff, consider him as one of the people you could call.
Motherfucker. He wants that. He can pay for a goddamn ad at the beginning of the pod.
Too late, James.
This shit ain't fucking free.
I'm editing that out. How do I edit it out?
Rio, don't clip that.
See, James, you gave him the confidence to butt in, and now this is what we got.
That's all me.
He's gonna self-ad every fucking time. He's getting paid on the side. He's like, yo, you want me to mention you in this pilot podcast that nobody listens to? Yeah, give me $10 and I'll throw in a fucking 20-second ad.
Imagine if that's how I made money off this podcast.
He's just like he's not doing that. He's getting all these sponsors, but just like we don't have them. Just he has them. That's
he's like, oh, did you see this comment? Also, mention my name for Tire Streets. I get 15% off my discount code.
I would be so proud of him.
Yeah, that's super funny. Albert's comment: his car looks like Colette styled it. Sorry, not sorry. We both in cars, right? That's funny. All right, what do we got? What do we got here? This is a hard one. You sometimes see really stylish cars, but the driving isn't great, or the driving is really great, but there is little to no style. Drifting has always been about both, especially from where it originates. You need to have some style, but be able to hold your own.
I think the lines are getting blurred. You know, I think everything's kind of starting to come together. I mean, especially if you look at Final Bout, no one used to be able to drive well. Now you have people that fucking rip it and have cool cars. And I think that's just kind of bleeding out into, you know, all of drifting. Like, you know, people are taking pride in their vehicles and making them look better as they progress through driving. So I think it's really, you know, it's becoming one. And I don't think there obviously will be extremes each forever because that's just how it is. But the majority, I think, will eventually come together with, you know, there'll be cool cars everywhere.
And I'm here for it because a drift car is in the name. It needs to be drifting.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Otherwise, it's just it's a show car. It's a stance car, and those are also fucking rad. You know what I mean? Yeah, James, you basically you love that stuff.
I love that shit.
And even if you turned around and you were like, guys, I don't like drifting as much. I just want to come be on Kuroshi and stunt at the fucking things. Do you know what we would say?
Fuck yeah!
Get the fuck off the
you. That went opposite of you two that I thought I was gonna go.
No, we would. I'd be fucking stoked on it. You know what I mean? But like, you still go out there. You're trying to whip your shitters and stuff. So like, you're doing your thing. So, but there's nothing wrong with that. The only thing that I don't like is the cosplay drift cars, like the ones that never done it or they don't know how to do it, and they build a car to look like a drift car, and then they just two-step in a parking lot, or they, you know what I mean? Like I don't like that. It's just build it to look nice. Then there's no point. You don't have to cosplay to be a drift car. But anyway, let's keep going. Is that the last one? Anywho. Oh, that might be that's the last
that
one.
comment. Since this is the last one, I'll say it about this comment. Because he said, especially from where it originates about style.
Sorry.
Okay, now it's gone now. Guess I can't say that anymore.
Go on. Go. James, pay attention.
All right. Well, I was just waiting until it's back. No, like stylish drifting. I guess it depends how far back we go for origination, but was just like factory cars. Maybe lowered an inch if they cut their springs.
Yo, and
so
you know
that
what?
maybe was style if you talk about actual origination. Origination? Where's the pronunciation end up on that word?
You're asking something that dropped. I dropped out of high school, dude. I have no fucking clue.
Chad, you graduated, right?
I did graduate.
How did you say that?
I don't understand what you're trying to say.
He's
origination.
I think you want to say the origins of.
There you
go.
go.
At the moment of conception of the sport of drifting.
There you go.
In the mountains of Japan.
Big words.
At the point it originated.
Originated. There you go. Originated. That's a word.
What was?
You got it, buddy.
Anyway.
You fucking got it.
Use your words. You got this.
Hey, check this out though. There's another fucking point that's crazy. We're getting to the point where I saw coming out of my it was out of my neighborhood and the corresponding neighborhood a antique plated bone stock like old school Corolla, like, you know,
like a 2001.
No, like old school, like
yeah,
I don't know the years. It's definitely like 70 something, you know, but full original, whatever. Do you notice that we're getting to the point where I've seen builds now that are like pig nose lip, lowered factory wheels, like just like the build is now going back to the very beginning. And like that is now also a style. It's crazy if you want to split it. Like we could go so many different ways. You know, you can have I hate the word hot boys, but you know what I mean? Like you have all, and in that group alone, you have so many different styles of what's considered like a hot boy build. You know what I mean?
Are we hot boys?
No, we're scene kids.
Okay.
Yeah. No, it's fucking crazy. No, so the only other thing I think I had was I had some notes. We hit like everything organically, which is really cool. You know, laziness or money problems. Where's it come from? You know, would you have sex with a dolphin's blowhole?
I definitely talked about that.
Yeah, we did.
That's
there
the
is.
best hole.
Yeah, I think there's something also. That's the best hole.
Fuck.
It's not being scared to be creative and not being scared to do something different. Like we're getting to a point now where I feel like it's the bullying and stuff is so like harsh on the internet that we're going to lose a lot of the originality. Now, granted, there's some things that I hate, like the boat. I don't like it. Like I don't like the boat, but other people love the boat. So I'm stoked that he made the conscious choice to try to do that. I just think it should have been done with after Halloween. But he's still doing it. He's going hard, and that's a thing, you know. But if you go back, I was talking to Rio. I said, like, even back in Japan and like early like D1 and stuff, there was like the shark topped JZX. You know what I mean?
See it?
Yeah. Bring that up.
Let's see if I hit the right button.
Let me get this. How do I get my screen off? Boop. There you go. Yeah. So like that's crazy. You know what I mean?
I
Like
remember watching that car.
Yeah, it was like what JZX 90, pretty fucking ridiculous. Like, and that's just somebody that's taking the plunge to be like, this is fucking stupid. Let's do it. You know.
His Daigo Saito's mechanic.
Oh, that's crazy. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, that's wild.
So that thing for sure rips.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure. But no, it's just something that you don't, taking risks, you don't really see too many people do anymore. They want to be cookie cutter or they want to be accepted. As humans, I feel like we always want to be accepted, but this is something that is supposed to be rebellious. It's supposed to be different, supposed to be original, you know, like it's something stupid. We're all wasting money, burning tires. Yeah. I just think it's the big takeaway from this is it's okay to be like you. Do you know what I mean? Like it's okay if you fucking hate our car styled up. Good for you. Like it doesn't matter. But like, let's step back a little bit and maybe be a little bit more for each other in that aspect. You know, the agree to disagree is fine because you can't tell me that my car looks stupid because to me it looks fucking sick, you know? And you should be stoked that I made something that I'm excited about. And I want to step back a little bit myself because there's a lot of things that I see that I get that, what is that, narcissist, or where I think everything's shit. You know what I mean? Like I kind of feel in my old age that I'm starting to think that way, but then I snap out of it, and I want to stop doing that personally. I want to be like, congratulations if you're happy for that, you know, like, or if you're stoked on what you built, like congratulations, like I'm stoked for you for what you built. It's not my cup of tea. Am I still going to voice my opinion on some of the stuff? Yeah, probably, but I want to tone it down a little bit. I saw a post from a friend, I'm not going to call him out, but somebody posted a car and it was like, yo, watch out for so-and-so this year, it's going to be sick. And somebody just rattled off all of the shit that they hated about the car. Imagine you just get finished with your fucking car and you're excited about it and you post it and somebody's like, this is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong. But why is it wrong? You don't know their financial situation. You don't know, you know, we don't know. So my take on all of this, and we're going to let the drift gods decide in just a second here. My take on it is it's okay to be you and fucking please be you. But just use some creativity and take some pride. That's all I'm asking.
I'm going to say something serious for a second.
Bring it out, dude.
And I think there's a lot of negativity on the internet. And the only reason I help you guys with your podcast is because I feel like it offsets it. But if it felt like it was just adding it to it, I wouldn't have volunteered to help. You know what I mean?
So you're saying that we're super negative.
No, that's not what
I think he said we're just a little bit less negative. I think he said we're the best thing to happen to drifting.
That's what I heard.
Sure. Why not?
Damn.
No,
Me and James are on the same wavelength tonight. That's
funny.
exactly what I heard come out of Rio's mouth.
That's crazy, dude. And if two of us heard it, that's probably what happened.
What do you mean, Rio? I'm just curious. Like, what do you?
There's everything in the world is very polarized, one way or another. That's just the whole everything on the internet is like, you got to do this. You got to do this.
Yeah.
And like, I don't like any of it. But like, I used to watch you guys because you guys were kind of in like, you guys were like regular guys, but you guys were doing cooler stuff than I was. So I was like, these guys are cool. You know what I mean? But if I thought you guys were like dicks or like really on one side or the other and like weren't real people, I wouldn't have like volunteered to help.
Oh, okay. No, I get it.
I mean?
That's a massive compliment, Rio. And I appreciate that. You're such a sweetheart. And honestly,
fuck you.
Yeah, fuck you. I will say, hands down, and that's why I ask your opinion on a lot of stuff, because I know that you're going to give me the realness, but also you view things differently than how we view things. And you do that a lot, which helps me in deciding a lot of stuff. You know what I mean? Like, we don't see from the outside certain things. And that's why like the producer role for you is fucking perfect. You know what I mean? Like you're very unbiased. You're very, open-minded, and you're just, I appreciate what you brought to this. And I'm so glad that you decided that we weren't as much of as you found out later that we suck really bad. But in the beginning, we tricked you enough to get you to join the podcast.
We got him on the line and he's not getting off.
Yeah,
now it's too late.
Now you're fucked.
I'm not going to go back into it, but this is where my story was going like 20 minutes ago. And I feel like why Rio brought this up about like perception or how people see us or how we come off of is like, if we come off as like, if we like seem like we're too cool or too good for other people because of what we look like on the internet or whatever. And Rio, you look way too cool for us.
Yeah, honestly, you were the
I
cool
could have
one.
green hair.
Yeah.
You can have green hair. It costs $12 at Walmart.
Fuck, that's crazy. I can't even afford to cut my hair.
Yeah.
You're sitting next to a stack of TE37s.
Not his.
I don't own them.
Damn, call the fuck out.
That's pretty funny. That's pretty funny. No, I think it's cool, and it's cool that you were able to join us, and it's cool that you're able to see things a little differently, and it's cool that we tricked you into certain ways. But no, I think that one of the things that I took tonight that is a big deal to me is that you looked at us as we're just normal dudes, because the internet fucks that up so bad. And we are just as poor as everybody. We are struggling mentally with things. We have, we got things going. Everybody is a fucking human. We are all dealing with the same stresses, whether it's, from, sexual frustration, or I just had to bring something back. I had a hemorrhoid the other week. You know what I mean? Like, I'm getting old. My butthole had a thing that hurt. Like, we're all basically in this together. And like, I'm very stoked that you see it, and a lot of our other friends see it. And I think it's really cool, because the last thing that I want is for us to look like snobs or to come off like dickheads. But it's really not about us. The reason we do this podcast is because of the community and like trying to build that community. And I think you'll see it in the chat. Like, we have a fucking amazing community of homies. And it's also partly, it's your fault, Rio. Like, you did this. Yeah. I wiped too much today and my hole is raw.
Not this time, but some other time, I'll tell you guys about the time I got butthole surgery.
Yes!
I am so excited to hear that.
Crazy.
How are you going to leave us on this?
How did we not know that happened?
It was traumatic.
Yeah.
But anyways, we, before we forget, Cobra DM'd me, and he said he wanted us to talk about how Top Secret and REMMEA was having a collab build.
Yeah.
I have a video pulled up. Do you want to look at it?
Oh, yeah. Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah.
I thought for sure when you said someone DM'd you, it was going to be like another paid ad.
Yeah. No.
Just making money again.
I'm just going to play it a little bit. Just the intro.
You guys owe Willie a hug, too. I don't know if you saw that.
Oh, shit.
Listen to the music. It's like from Stranger Things.
Yeah.
Synth wave, baby.
I'm stoked for this collab.
It's gonna be sick, dude. I've been such a Top Secret fan since I got into Japanese cars. Yeah.
Oh, wait, say that again so I can clip it for a reel.
I've been such a Top Secret fan since the beginning of forever.
Okay, thank you.
That's so funny.
Rio, clip that.
What happened to Chad? Oh no.
So this is how we're going to decide if style matters.
What the fuck is this?
So this is it. This is the Dory Gods extreme. It's either style is king, 50-50 driving, or style doesn't matter, or only pizza matters. Whatever it lands on, that's the way that it goes for 2025. That's it.
That's crazy.
This
is going to completely change the rest of my season prep.
Done. Let's see what happens. It better land on fucking pizza.
Dude.
I'm so Style doesn't matter.
All right, we don't need to finish painting, Damien.
Nope, we're done.
Yeah,
we're done.
Looks like we're done prepping for the year.
Hell yeah.
That's awesome.
My stress level just went down extreme.
All our cars are still at like different stages, but it's perfect. It doesn't matter because it doesn't matter.
You could have just
Hold on, Rio. You sounded like a robot.
Your little house was loading in. We couldn't hear you.
I said you could have spun that wheel earlier. I could have had a Wednesday night for myself.
First thing, just spin it. Oh, that's it. Good night, everybody. Thanks so much for coming. Instead, I wanted to make this short because I had to shit the whole time. But it's just too good. I don't know. I think it's too good.
I really have to piss. Real bad.
Well,
that's why I didn't eat my last slice, to be honest.
We're going to learn a word, and maybe it's about peeing.
Is it going to be butthole surgery?
How do you say style in Japanese?
Style matters.
How do you say style matters?
Sataidu.
Wait.
Sataidu?
You're going
to...
So
is this... I feel like this isn't the word you had picked out for us.
It's not.
It's not.
But it's okay.
It's topical. It's topical.
Yeah.
Topical. Probably like his butthole surgery cream.
Yeah, there was no cream.
Oh no.
What?
Did you have to
They
use?
didn't give you a cream?
Did you have to use like an insertion tool that had like stuff that squoze out, like preparation H? Because I just learned that that's a thing.
No, I couldn't.
I've done
let
that
it-
before.
I couldn't let it heal from the outside, so every day I had to have cotton packing ripped out and shoved back in.
Oh my god.
It was the worst pain of my life.
Okay, so remind
Dude.
next Wednesday.
That's so crazy.
That's here. Hold on.
Rio's butthole surgery is next
Rio
Wednesday.
butthole.
Looks like we're not escaping sexual endos next week.
Fuck. Yeah, we
Back to
can't.
that 15
Damn it.
minutes of shit talk.
Please don't make up the cover image because my coworkers see my.
It's
story.
just. Oh.
It's just your ass.
Yeah, we won't. Do
I think
that.
I have a picture. Wait.
All right, put up. Let's do this again. Let's go. How do you say style matters?
Oh. Can we say style is important?
Yes.
Yeah.
Correct.
Okay. So style is just we use the English word, but we pronounce it like Japanese. And important is daiji, means important. So I will make a banner.
Make a banner.
Daiji.
Style is important.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just love the cats aside of you, James. Just going to fucking town.
They're just chilling, dude.
Yep.
Which side are they on? Just me and my kitties.
I made one. Oh boy, here we go.
Oh my god, that's so much to type.
Yeah.
Tsutairu Wadaiji.
Okay. Style is sutairu.
Oh, okay.
Sutairu. Is what, and important is daiji.
Okay. Wow, that's gonna be
Yeah.
that's gonna be one I have to go back and actually practice.
Yeah.
Sutaru wa daiji.
Yeah.
Sutairu.
But now
you roll your tongue.
Style wa daiji. No. Style.
Style. I can't do it. I'm fucking horrible.
Yeah. It's not a R or L.
I want to say like ruffles have ridges.
You know how when you say Lu with the L, your tongue touches the roof of your mouth?
Yes.
And when you say
Style.
Lu with the R, you curl your tongue.
What? Rio, clip that.
Rio, clip that.
It has something. It's in the middle. It's not R or it's not L.
There's a weird, like, a vocal noise that, and this is not, it's gonna sound racist, but it's not racist, that like Middle Eastern and Asian companies can make that we can't, and it goes in words or in letters, and it sounds like the noise a baby makes, and it's that noise that, like that sound that he made right there. It's not like an R or like a G, it's just like a noise that the average white person can't make.
It takes them a while to like work it out, right?
Yeah. I took I took Arabic for a year or two about 12 years ago, and that's one of those noises that's in their words in their alphabet that it's just like, what the fuck are you saying? I just remember this lady yelling at me like, "Like a baby." I'm like, what the fuck? I just started crying. I'm like, like this. You know,
When I see you at special stage, I'll help you make noises.
Oh god.
Every time I try to do like any like Japanese stuff, I always get like super cliche Japanese racist style, lower toned older man yelling at a little girl. Like I'm always like, "Ugh," you know, like I get that, and that's I don't know.
You know what helps is a lot of Japanese people when they sing along to a Japanese American song, they can make the sounds, but they can't speak it. So if you sang along to like a lot of anime intros, your pronunciation would get better.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, you should just sing anime songs.
Yeah, let's do that. That'll be the next one. We just start learning a song and we have sing-alongs.
Yeah, a sing-along
That'd be pretty
episode
funny.
for 81.
Yeah. Rio, does here's a word that brings me back, but I used to teach martial arts a long time ago, and the sensei always used to call me, or used to say oxumio. Well, I can't pronounce it probably, but it'd be the oxumio. And he was saying it meant stubborn ox. Is that Is that what it meant, or was he fucking with me and it meant like something? Is that real?
He was just calling you
It
something
might be, but
fucked up.
it's not clicking anything.
Okay,
in
from
my head.
from Okinawa. That's where like he was like.
Oh, they have their own special Japanese.
I figured.
Yeah,
Okay.
so they
Yeah.
have a lot of words I don't understand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it was pretty funny. I was curious. I was hoping it meant like something horrible. You know what I mean? And that's what he just told me. I was a stubborn ox.
It's
This
honestly
is
like
just the ignorant. What?
no, I was gonna say people from Okinawa sound like what Jamaican people sound to Americans.
Whoa! No way! Really?
Like you kind of get.
That's what I was gonna say. Is it like the Spanish to like Mexican thing where it's just like completely different languages but the same language?
Yeah, I mean, everyone, not always, but if you listen to someone that's old from Okinawa speak, I guess it's their dialect.
Mm-hmm.
But it sounds like I understand it as much as I understand, not really Japanese.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's crazy. That's so cool. I love learning about this stuff. It's neat to hear, It's neat to hear. Hey, it's late. I think we all got to go pee or do something with our wieners. You have to polish yours or something.
I have to go polish my wiener.
You gotta dip it in some chocolate chips. Everybody, thanks for hanging out. I guess the moral of the story is it doesn't fucking matter. Like what you like, love who you want to love. Nobody's gonna watch to the end anyway, so they're just gonna hear
any
us
other hot
talking
takes
shit.
real quick.
Yeah,
Like,
any other hot take? No, I think that's pretty much it. But either way, anything you boys want to shout out really quick?
I have tires for sale. 235 40 18s. If anybody wants them, they're 6 brand new Acceleras. Hit me up.
God damn it! You didn't even fucking ask me how much you want.
Do you run 235s? I thought you were
guys-
going to get your
My
tires.
size.
You guys can talk about that after
well
the
then,
pod.
well, yeah, they're yours then.
All right,
That's fine.
sick.
Hey, I sold them. For
Anything
you.
else?
God. Anything else? Anybody? Any hot takes? Any hot takes?
Zane Gardner said, "How do you pronounce Tane?" And I think it's just Tan.
Oh yeah.
Not TN.
Yeah,
Yes,
Steve.
Steve, you fucking
Fuck off.
idiot.
TN. Idiot. Fucking.
Yeah.
Oh, Steve, I know Japanese.
Yeah.
Maybe I should be fucking teaching the Japanese lessons.
Oh.
Motherfucker doesn't even have an SR20. That's crazy.